Right before it though, I figured out if you jump, you can go jump, and when you if you kind of move your body, it'll turn and you go kind of like that a little bit. But that's just that's how I play. That's how I just. Wow! I just fell off the edge twice. Hold on. Stop. Who is it? Holy crap.
SicCooper?
Yeah?
Got some packages for you. Can I see some ID, please?
Yeah.
Alright. First one.
Oh, jeez.
We got a little one here. Forgot one. It was in my truck. I didn't know how many you had. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. People these days.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's Cooper here, and this is the official first part of my 100th pickup video, and I'm so excited to be doing this. I hope you guys enjoyed the intro sketch kind of thing. I know it was kind of a troll on you guys, but I hope you enjoyed it. So before I get into the actual pickups, I just need to mention a few things. First off, this is going to be in parts because there's so much stuff. The boxes that you saw in that little sketch is not even everything that I'm showing you, and all those boxes were full. They actually did have all the stuff in it. There's more that I didn't have in boxes that I'm going to be showing you throughout this mini one pickup video series. And also, there are a lot of people that I'm going to need to thank and stuff like that, so those will all be coming kind of when you would imagine they would. So like I said, this is going to be the official part 1. It's going to be called part 2, but it's the first part where you're actually going to be seeing pickups. And I also want to thank everyone who's subscribed to my channel and who's been commenting and liking and, you know, talking with me and everything. And I just passed, I think right now, at the moment of recording this video, I'm at 1,105 subscribers, which is insane. So I just want to thank you guys all. Everyone, even if you don't comment or anything, you just watch my videos. I really hope you enjoy them, and I hope you guys definitely enjoyed this video. This is going to be probably the biggest video game pickup video ever uploaded to YouTube, and I think I can honestly say that. I've never seen anyone pick up this much stuff in one video, and it's awesome that it just happened to coincide with my 100th pickup video, so it's kind of like a big special extravaganza kind of thing. I know I've been talking about it for a while and posting on forums and everything, and you know, replying to comments about it and everything. So I hope you guys are really excited to finally get to see this, and I'm really excited to be doing it, so let's start. So for this video, for this part of it, the stuff that I'm going to be showing you is all the stuff that I've picked up locally, which is not even scratching the surface. But I thought I'd start out with this because the stuff that I got mailed to me is honestly a lot cooler and a lot more fun to see. So I thought I'd start out with the local stuff first. And like the stuff that I have to show you that I got locally is not dumb stuff. Like I got some really awesome stuff, and I can't believe that it just happened to be found at the same time that I was getting all the other stuff mailed to me. So like always, I'm going to start with the least exciting and go to the most exciting at the end. So first up, have this box here, and this is a Craigslist deal that I did. And there was a guy who posted a Craigslist ad in my area for an original Xbox bundle, and he was asking like $50, and I got him down to like 35, and then I I was meeting him up the road, so I rode up there. I asked him to bring anything else he had for sale as well. So I did end up getting something else as well. Guess I'll show these first. There are 2 of the original fat Xbox controllers. I guess I'll just set this stuff on the ground. And then 1 of the smaller versions, which I like better. Came with both cables, so you can see those. And then it also came with a Nintendo GameCube, and it's obviously a black one. It's missing one of the ports on the bottom. It's in good shape though, and it came with an official memory card in there, which is cool. I keep all those that I get that are official. The GameCube came with both of its cords, and also with 1 matching controller in really good condition, which is very cool. And the whole GameCube bundle right there was no games with it, but for the whole GameCube and everything, that was only $5. So I couldn't really pass that up, especially since I had the memory card. But here is the Xbox, and it's in decent shape. I haven't tested it yet, just because, for whatever reason, I haven't. But I'm sure it works. And the reason that I bought the whole bundle was that it came with a bunch of games, and the games are honestly really good. And like I said, I paid $40 for everything, so that was $35 for the Xbox bundle and $5 for the GameCube. So let's jump into the games here. First up, we have Splinter Cell, Pandora Tomorrow, Greatest Hits. And I think he said there's 2 copies of this game in here, and one of them he said doesn't work. But I'm not really worried. Next up, we have a case here with some loose discs in it. First up, it has a Game Shark disc for PS2 for some reason. Platinum Hits copy of Max Payne and Need for Speed Underground. Not really sure what I'll be doing with those. Then we have Silent Hill 2, Restless Dreams. I was kind of hoping this was going to be Black Label, but it's not. But it is complete. Next up, we have Need for Speed Underground 2. It's the first Splinter Cell. The Punisher. Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow, the second copy. Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. Rainbow Six 3. Doom 3 Limited Collector's Edition, which is very cool because I didn't have this one. I have the regular version, but not the Collector's Edition. And then these last 3 games are the main reason that I bought the whole bundle, and even if it only included these 3 games, it still would have been a great deal. So, first up, we have the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind Game of the Year Edition, and a regular copy of this game can sell for like maybe $10 at most, but the Game of the Year Edition is actually way better. This is my favorite Xbox game, and it includes 2 new maps on it. Very cool. And this one actually goes for about $20 to $25, and that's complete, I think, minus the map. Yeah, there's no map for it, but very cool game, my favorite Xbox game. Next up, we have the original Fatal Frame, and this one, I mean, the price can fluctuate, but this one on eBay, the cheapest buy it nows that I saw were like $35 to $40, and that same pricing for this one, and that's Fatal Frame 2. And I didn't have either of these games, so that's very cool to pick both of these up. Kind of more of the expensive Xbox titles out of the way. I'm right there, so that's very cool. So like I said, that whole bundle I just showed you is $40, so not bad. Next up, let me get this out of the way. Alright, next up, I've got a huge box here on the floor that I can't pick up because it's full of stuff and it's too heavy, but I'm just going to be pulling stuff out of here and showing you things out of here, and all the stuff in here came from various locations. So first up, I got another one of these new Super Mario Bros. Boxes from Target. If you ever see these in the toy aisle, they usually have like little Mario plushes in them and everything, but once they're empty, you can just ask if you can have them, and they'll give them to you every time. This is the second one I've gotten from there. I got one from GameStop, so I'll always ask for them when I see them. Let's see. I guess I'll show some Game Boy stuff. I got 2 Game Boy Colors here. First we have a lime green and an atomic purple, both with the battery covers in pretty good condition. I can't tell you exactly where these came from, but I can tell you that they were 10 bucks each. They came from pawn shops, I just don't know which ones. And let's see here. Well, there's more Game Boy games in here, but they were sitting on top and they have fallen down in the box. But 3 of them here: Mega Man Blue Network, or Battle Network Blue 3. Sorry about that. Then we have Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town. And then Spirits and Spells. These Game Boy Advance games were $4 each, and there's some more in there, but I'll get to those when I find them. I got those. I didn't know the value of any of them, but I just picked out a handful of them, hoping that they'd be worth something, just to sell off. But I got those from a pawn shop where I got a bunch of stuff for an amazing deal, so I didn't mind paying $4 each for those. Wasn't a bad deal. Next up, we have a Super Nintendo system. Besides yellowing, it's in really nice condition. I honestly don't know where that came from. The stuff that I'm showing in this 100th pickup video has been a work in progress for about 4 months now. So a lot of the stuff I got a while ago and I've been saving, and it's hard to remember where exactly it came from, but so yeah. Let's see, got some Super Nintendo games in here. Try and get them all out. Alright, first up we have Zoop. Then we have Mickey Mania, The Timeless Adventures of Mickey Mouse. The Chess Master. The Adventures of Mighty Max. Pitfall, The Mayan Adventure. Tiny Toon Adventures, Buster Bust Loose. And then we actually have 2 copies of Super Mario 2 Yoshi's Island. 2 copies of that. Very cool. Let me get these out of the way. Let's see. Got a stack of discs here. First up, a PS1 game. Sammy Sosa High Heat Baseball 2001. That was $1, and it's a 1-disc game, but it's in one of those double disc cases because it has a thick manual. But just another game for the collection. It was only $1. Next up, I have a big stack of disc-only games, and these are also $1 each from the pawn shop that I told you guys about. And there's some really amazing deals in here. So first up, we have The Bouncer for PS2. We have Cold Fear for PS2. Tekken Tag Tournament for PS2. And then the rest of these are Wii games. And like I said, they were $1 each, which is ridiculous. First we have Wii Sports Resort. Animal Crossing City Folk. Super Mario Galaxy. Pokemon Battle Revolution. Kirby's Epic Yarn. The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. And then 3 copies of Wii Sports, which, if you don't know, these can still sell for 10 to 15 bucks each, so very awesome. All the games here I just got to sell. As you can probably imagine, the amount of money that I put into this video, picking all this stuff up, is the most I've ever spent on video games, like, in ever. So I do need to be able to sell as much as I can to hopefully make some of that money back. So got those Wii games to sell. Let's see. Next up we have a PlayStation 2 Slim. Pretty good condition. Where did I get this? I don't remember exactly where I got this, but I'm pretty sure it was either $14.99 or $19.99, which is a great deal. Working, those can still sell for like $45 to $55 on eBay. Let's see. This one actually came from GameStop, which is kind of weird, but that is Disney Think Fast for the PS2, and this is kind of one of those like that Buzz game is one of those kind of knockoffs, but this is a GameStop. It said new for $15, and I asked if it came sealed, and obviously it came in this box, which isn't sealed, but it did come with all the controllers. There's 4 of them in there, and the game, which is actually sealed. So that's very cool. It does have a GameStop sticker here, but it is sealed. So $15 for a kind of, I mean, it's not a special edition, but definitely not a regular PS2 release. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's kind of a PS2 bundle that I didn't have yet. Let's see. We actually have some Genesis games, which I picked up from that same pawn shop. They were $1 each. I just got these basically to sell. First up is Sonic and Knuckles. Sonic and Knuckles? Is that what I said? I feel like I said that weird. Earthworm Jim. Risk. And Kid Chameleon. They're not rare games by any means, but they're worth about $8 each or so. So for $1 each, not a bad deal. Next up, we have a cord for that Super Nintendo that I showed you. A little adapter for it. Super Nintendo controller. Here's another Game Boy Advance game. Mega Man 02. That was also $4 like the other ones. These are the cords and controller that came with the PS2 Slim, and there's a price tag. $25. Not bad. It came with, let me open this. I actually haven't opened this yet. We have both the cables. We have a Pelican brand wired controller, which is basically garbage. We have a Sony brand wired controller in great condition. And it came with 2 memory cards, and these are both Sony brand. Very cool. I keep all the memory cards that I get that are first party because, as you guys know, I have so many PS2 games, and I don't play them all, but you know, I like to have the option to save as many as I can if I ever need to. Alright, next up, actually before, let me grab the rest of these Game Boy games down here. Harvest Moon, More Friends of Mineral Town. That was $4, like I said. Then this one, I walked into GameStop and I found it on the ground. And obviously they don't keep their DS games on the ground, so I just picked it up and it became mine. And that is Brain Age for the DS. Not really worth anything. I'm not gonna keep it or whatever. I might just throw it in for free when I do a trade or something. So next up, I think this is maybe the only DVD that I have to show you in the whole entire pickup video, but that is Lost Season 6. And this is the last season, and this is complete, great condition, everything's in there. And this was $6, I believe, which is really awesome. Maybe it was $8, but still very awesome. One of my favorite TV shows of all time. Let's see. Then we're getting into... Actually, I think I got all these from the pawn shop, so I can show them all to you at the same time. The pawn shop where I got the Wii games and the Game Boy Advance games. The lady was nice enough to take me into the back, and I got to look through all the games that hadn't been put out yet, and she was very cool. She was helping me get deals from her boss, and I wasn't even asking for them. She was already giving them to me for $2 each, and then she said, "Do the other pawn shops give you this good of a deal?" And I said, "The one by my house just sold me a bunch of games for $1 each," which is true from my last video. But so she turned to her boss and said, "Hey, he's wondering if we could do $1 each since the other one gave him them for $1 each," and he said, "Sure." And I wasn't even asking for that kind of a deal. I was perfectly comfortable paying $2 each, but she was just cool enough to help me get an even better deal. So since she said that, I went and picked out a bunch more. So I have a big stack here of PS2, GameCube, and Xbox games. And first up is one PlayStation 1 game, and that is Metal Gear Solid. And as you can see, it's in a PS2 style case, but it is the first one. And this is part of a set that is supposed to also have Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, I believe. But just got the first one for some reason. It was $1, so I thought, why not? A lot of these are filler titles, but there's really, I don't think there's any sports games. So I'm just going to go through them kind of quick because they're not that interesting. Most of them are complete, but some of them are not. And I don't have time to go through and show you all of them, but sorry about that. The SD card was full. So what I was going to say is all of these games were $1 each, and I think I already covered that, but they were $1 each, and some of them are complete, some of them are missing the manuals, but I got a lot of them to keep, but some of them are to resell. So let's just jump into it. I'm going to go through them kind of quickly because they're not that exciting. First up is SpongeBob SquarePants for Xbox. Star Wars Obi-Wan. SSX3. Some soccer game. MLB Slugfest 2003. I guess there are a few sports games in here. NBA Jam. MLB Slugfest 2004. Street Racing Syndicate. Mission Impossible. Midnight Club 2. Spy Hunter. Operation Codename Kids Next Door Operation Video Game. Don't know how to read. Dance Dance Revolution Ultra Mix. Dark Summit. Virtual Pool Tournament Edition. Silent Scope Complete. I was really happy to find this one because this is the game for the gun that I found. And then 2 copies of MLB Slugfest 2006. Not sure why I got 2 of them. Probably a dumb mistake. Alright, into the PS2 games. Beyond Good and Evil. Jak 3. Jak 2. And I think I already have this one, but it's not a bad title to pick up for $1. Guilty Gear X2. Resident Evil Code Veronica, and it would appear to be Black Label. Oh wait, never mind, it is Black Label. I'm thinking of a different copy. God of War 2 2-disc set. Tak the Great Juju Challenge. Sly 2 Band of Thieves. And this one's greatest hits, obviously. Like I said, I did get some of these to resell. Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. That was greatest hits, and here's a Black Label copy of that same game. Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. Metal Gear Solid 3. This is actually the one that's supposed to go in the set with Metal Gear Solid 1, but I don't have Metal Gear Solid 2 for that bundle there. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, The Beginning of Destiny. Destroy All Humans. Crash Nitro Kart, Juiced 2, Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, Final Fantasy X, Formula 1 2001, Top Spin, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2, Constantine, Naruto Ultimate Ninja, or Naruto, I don't know how you say it, Ultimate Ninja 3, Ultimate Ninja 4, oops, Primal, Nicktoons Unite, and the last PS2 game, or the last two PS2 games were very cool to find. The first one is a sealed copy of Devil May Cry. This is factory sealed and black label, so very cool. And it says down here, part of a set, not for resale, or not for individual return or exchange, so I'm not really sure what kind of set that was supposed to be in, but still very cool, another sealed game for the collection. And then this next game is actually pretty rare. I'd never heard of it, but it looked, I mean, I could tell it wasn't going to be like just a random common game, so I was happy to pick this up for $1, and that's Haunting Ground. And I looked this one up, and I think it's going for between like 25 and 30 bucks, so very cool. And then I got 3 GameCube games. First is Go Go Hyper Grind. And these last two are to sell. Billy Hatcher and Giant Egg, which I already had. And then Sonic Mega Collection. So those are all of the all those games that I got from that pawn shop. And then let me just move these out of the way really quick. And I still actually have a lot more to show you guys just in this one video, so hopefully you guys aren't bored yet, but it's only going to get better. So before I show you this, there's another Game Boy Advance game down here, and that is Sigma Star Saga. Cheapo game, but I didn't know that when I bought it. Next up is something that I bought from my local pawn shop, the one by my school, and this was $29.99, and I think that's a great deal. And that is a complete in-box PlayStation 2 Fat, and this is the online pack. So this comes with the network adapter, which is really awesome. The tape on top here is really messed up, if you can see, but other than that, the box is in great condition, and everything's in here. And it came with 2 controllers. I'm not sure if it is supposed to be like that. And then for, I think, either $1.25 or $1.50 each, I got 2 more PS2 memory cards. So very awesome to get as many memory cards as I can. And like I said, everything's in here. So very cool bundle to pick up. And for 30 bucks, you can't really complain for a boxed PS2, even if it is a fat. Next up is something that I picked up off of Craigslist, and when I showed you those Super Nintendo games, the Super Nintendo system and the games earlier, those also came with this, and that is a boxed Super Nintendo Model 2, and this is like a Target exclusive Legend of Zelda pack. That's just a sticker on there, but still pretty cool. The box is really beat up. As you can see, there's like a huge rip here. There's like a cut across here, and the flap is totally destroyed. But it is boxed, it is a Model 2, and everything is in here. And yeah, if I can show you guys that. Everything's in there, it's got the Zelda game and everything. So very cool. Actually, I don't think there's any paperwork in here, but that would be the only thing missing. But for this, with the other system and all the games, I think it was like maybe like $60, which is a pretty good deal considering that a boxed Model 2 Super Nintendo, just a regular one on eBay, the cheapest is like $100. So and I haven't been able to find one that comes with Zelda, so that's very cool. Next, I've got 2 more boxes of stuff to show you, and it only gets better, so hopefully you guys are still interested. Let me just clear these out of the way really quick. Alright, so this first box here is a Craigslist deal that I did. This one was actually a long time ago, but the stuff that's in here is pretty cool. I had someone reply to my wanted ad for video games, and they had a couple of the Xbox games that I was looking for, which I'm going to show you in a second. But then I always ask them if they have anything else, just by the off chance that they might have something cool they're trying to get rid of, and he did. He had some really awesome stuff. So I'll show you what he contacted me for originally, and that is Halo and Halo 2. And these are both complete, and they're in pretty good condition. And I think I got these both for like $5. Just pretty easy titles to sell. Not worth much, but they are easy to sell. And then I asked him if he had anything else for sale, and he said he had a PAL Nintendo 64 with a bunch of games. And obviously I can't play any PAL games here in North America without a PAL system and a converter, or something like that. But he told me that most of the games are boxed, so I was really happy to find that. And I'm not really sure if I'm going to be keeping them yet, or maybe trying to sell or trade them. But as of right now, I'm thinking about keeping them. But there's some really cool stuff in here, and I want to start off by showing you guys the system and the loose games first, and then I'll get into the really awesome stuff. Alright, so first up is the European Nintendo 64, and it's got the expansion pack, and it's got, I'm not even sure what kind of cable this is. I have no idea. It's got one of those little adapters on the back, and then for all of my North American friends out there, me included, this is what the cord for the PAL N64 looks like, and this is what their plugs look like over there in Europe and Australia, which is pretty weird for me to see. Never seen one before. But yeah, so it comes with all the cords and everything, and this cable as well. But I asked him where he had got it, because it's kind of weird to see a PAL N64 here, and that was the first time that I really heard him speak, and he had a British accent, and he said he moved here when he was a kid with his parents and brought it over, only to find out he couldn't play it. So he's had it, all these years. He's older than me, so it's just been sitting there, so I was fortunate enough to get that from him. And then it came with the manual for the system and for the expansion pack. And then one more thing I forgot I got from him is the Game Boy Color. This and the Xbox games are both American. And then we have the jumper pack for it. And then it only came with 3 loose games, which is really cool. First up is WWF No Mercy, Mario Kart 64, and Super Mario 64, and this one came with the instruction booklet. And then the rest of the games are boxed, and I think only maybe 1 or 2 of them are actually missing the manuals, but the rest are complete. So let's start. Hopefully we can do this before the battery dies. First up is F-Zero X, F1 World Grand Prix 2. I am keeping this one because it is a PAL exclusive. WWF No Mercy, Mario Tennis, Pokemon Stadium, big box, F1 World Grand Prix, .007 The World Is Not Enough, .007 GoldenEye, Banjo-Kazooie, Pokemon Snap, and the last one is Pokemon Stadium 2. And a lot of these boxes are in mint condition, like the Pokemon Stadium 2 box is really nice. So I was happy to get these. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them or what yet, but I'm leaning towards keeping them. So just to be safe, I'm going to cut the video right here and let the camera charge before I pick up with the last box of stuff that I have to show you guys. Okay, so the last box that I have to show you guys is really awesome. So my friend Felix and I went to this new video game store we found called Gamers Inc. That's not too far from my house, and it used to be a play and trade, but I don't know when they changed their name or when they opened, but it looks fairly new in there. So I picked up some really cool stuff, and some stuff that I was really surprised to actually see in the wild. First up, they had like a little thing in the middle of the store with a bunch of cheap games that were buy two get one free, or buy two get one free, and they're super cheap. So I just picked up a bunch of games I didn't have. They're mostly sports games. This is the only one that's not, and that's Kinetica for the PS2. These are all black label, they're all complete. That was $2. Then we have NCAA Final Four 2002. That was $1. Then we have NBA Shootout 2004. That was also $1. NCAA Football 2002. That was $1. Madden NFL 08. That was $1. And NCAA Final Four 2001. That was also $1. So 2 of those are free. Not a bad deal overall. And then, actually there's 2 more in here I didn't see. Triple Play 2002, that was $1. And then 1 GameCube game, NHL Blitz 2003, that was also $1. So I guess 3 of those games in there were free. Next up, I already have one of these, and I got this just because I got it at a good deal. But when I got home I realized it's a box variant, so I'm keeping this one, and that is a Nintendo 64 RF module. And the one that I have doesn't say compatible with Super Nintendo down there, so it's cool to get a box variant of that. And then I picked up 2 boxed Game Boy Advance games. These were $5 each. First is The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And the other one is Tomb Raider Legend. And these are both complete. They feel really light, but they both do have the manuals. And then these last 2 items of the video are very cool, and I'm really happy to find these. First up is Time Crisis 3 plus with the GunCon 2, which is very cool. I've been looking to pick up all of these for a while. There's a few more like Vampire Knight and some other ones, but it's a very cool kind of like big box bundle. Got the game there, and then some artwork, and then below that is the gun and the cords. So this is very awesome. This is going to look really cool on the shelf, and I'm looking forward to picking up the rest of the PS2 GunCon bundles. And then the last item that I have to show you in this video is a pretty rare N64 game. And it's complete in box, and it's in pretty good condition, and the price wasn't bad either. I saw it when we went in. It was in a glass case. I thought it wasn't for sale because it kind of looked like it was maybe like a display only type of thing, but as we were walking out I saw the price tag on it, and I walked back in and bought it, and that is StarCraft 64. Like I said, this is complete. The box, I mean, you can feel that it has some age to it, like it's not mint, but it's holding its shape really nicely. There's the instruction manual and the cartridge. Great condition, and this is $65, which is a pretty decent price for it. I haven't seen it go, for a complete copy, I haven't seen it under like $80 I think in the past few months, because I've been looking at it, wanting to pick it up, and I'm so glad that I finally got it. So a really nice addition to my Nintendo 64 collection, one of the rarest games that I needed, so it's one more to check off the list. So this ends the first part of this video, or the second part, however you want to look at it. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and definitely stay tuned. The next part is going to be, well, obviously the next part is going to be stuff that was shipped to me, but it's going to be a combination of stuff from some YouTubers, stuff from eBay, and stuff from the Nintendo Age forum. So definitely stay on the lookout for that, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys next time. Hey everybody, it's Cooper here, and welcome to part 3 of the special 100 pickup video. In this part of the video, I'm going to be showing you some stuff that I didn't get locally. All the stuff that I showed you in the last video, that's everything that I bought locally, except for 2 items, which are going to be shown at the very, very, very end. But the stuff that I have to show you today is coming from, there's some stuff from eBay, there's some stuff from someone off of the Nintendo Age forum, there's stuff from a YouTuber, there's stuff from 2 YouTubers actually, and there's something from someone who I've got stuff from before. That might give you a hint. It was pretty recent. And yeah, I think that's it. So first off, I got a package from Sebastian in Sweden, once again. And definitely check out his channel. He's just starting out doing pickup videos and everything. If you go to my channel and look at my channels to check out, he's second to the bottom. So definitely check him out. If I remember, I'm going to try and put the link in the description to everybody. Hopefully I don't forget, but definitely check out everyone in the description and also everyone on my page. So he sent me a package, and there's a note here. He says, "Hey Cooper, I found some more cards that I thought that I would send them to you." Smiley face. So first up, let's see. I don't want to show all the cards. I'll just show the good ones, I guess. Just make sure. Okay. So first up here, we just have just a bunch of random cards, some energies and stuff, and then he sent a lot of cool ones. Just some reverse holos there. Manectric rare. This one's pretty cool because this one's an older one, and that's the Meowth promo card from back in the day. You guys probably remember that if you were into Pokemon. 2 different EX cards. Koga's Muck. That's kind of an older one. Duskull and Dusclops. Blastoise from one of the newer series. This weird like holographic fire energy. I thought that was pretty cool. And then a Beedrill and a Swampert. But actually the coolest thing that he sent was the bonus that he threw in that I didn't even know he was sending, and those are 4 of these. Let me see if I can hold them right. 4 of these Nintendo 64 badges that are like pins that you put on a jacket or something. So here's the first one. Hopefully that'll focus. Sorry about the glare. I don't know which badge they are. They don't really say on them. I'm hoping that's focusing. I can't really tell. It's kind of small. But yeah, I thought these were really cool. I always thought it'd be cool to get like a full set of the badges and have them like in a little case like Gary Oak does on the show. So yeah, that was very cool. So thank you, Sebastian, once again. And like I said, everybody check out his channel. He has some great stuff, and like I said, he's just starting out, so he could use some support. Let me set these over here for a second. Alright. Now the next thing I have to show you is a purchase from eBay. And there's kind of a little story behind it, but basically, I was searching through the newly listed items on eBay, and newly listed Nintendo items, I should say, with buy it now pricing. And I happened to stumble across this, and I paid about half price for what it usually goes for. I got it for about $12 after shipping. It was like $10 with a couple dollars shipping, but it was listed as very good condition. And then when I got it, the box is kind of crushed, and there's like some obvious water damage to it. it's not that bad. Like it's not bad enough that I wouldn't want it in my collection, but I was expecting something better. So I actually got a $5 refund on it. So I got this for about a fourth of what you would expect to pay on eBay for a complete copy, and that is Super Mario Bros. Deluxe for the Game Boy Color. And I don't know if you can see very well, but it's slightly crushed. Yeah, you can definitely see if I crush it, but yeah, you can see it's kind of crushed. And the front is also pushed in, but other than that, it's complete, and it's really not in bad shape, but it wasn't what I was expecting. So for like $7 after shipping, I think that's a great deal for this. It's a game I was missing. Always happy to add another boxed Mario game to the collection. Next is something from the Nintendo Age forums, and there was a user on there who was selling a bunch of stuff, and I just looked through the list and saw these two items, and I thought that I'd buy them, and they were $5 each, with I think like $3 shipping, so it's $13 total, which is a really good deal. Bubble wrapped up here. I was kind of surprised that nobody else jumped on them before me, but it's two sealed N64 games. They're both wrestling games, but still. The first one is WCW Backstage Assault, and this one, I'm not sure, but I think it might be a reseal. There's no vertical seam in the back, but it also doesn't look like a reseal. It looks pretty old, but other than that, it's not in the best shape either. I don't know if you can see that very well. You probably can't see that, but the top is like going like that. And you know, it's just kind of, it's a little crushed. The top is the worst part, and there's a tear in the seal here, and there was another, there's like a little tear here. So it's not in the best shape, but for $5, I mean, really not bad. The other one is in excellent condition, and this one does have the vertical seam in the back, so I know this one is factory sealed, and that is WCW Mayhem. Very good condition. It's not crushed at all, and I don't know how well you can see. Oh, there it is, the vertical seam in the back. So that one is factory sealed, and like I said, these are $5 each with $1.50 shipping each, which is really not that bad. So to add two more, well, maybe one more, but two more boxed N64 games to the collection. One sealed, one is sealed, but I don't know if it's factory sealed. But anyway, I'm not going to open it because I already have another complete copy, but very cool to add those two to the collection. Let's see. I guess I'll do this one first. This is an eBay purchase, but it kind of has a story. I was looking on eBay, and I wasn't looking through the newly listed stuff or anything. I was just searching for random games and, you know, just doing some research. And I stumbled across a listing. It wasn't to buy now, it was an auction for 3 N64 games. And I don't even know why I did it, but I just randomly messaged them and asked them if they would take an offer of, you know, whatever I offered, which was obviously less than what they're worth, and they said $5 more and you've got a deal, which was amazing. So they took the ad down, so I didn't have to buy them off eBay. We did it all through PayPal, so everything was safe and everything, but I asked them if they had anything else for sale, and I checked their other things on eBay, told them one of the things I was interested in, and then they sent me a list of everything else that they hadn't listed yet, so I kind of got first dibs, and I got some great pricing on this stuff, so let's jump into it. First off, the 3 N64 games. I got these for $10 each, which is a pretty good deal. First up is Super Mario 64. And these are all cartridge only, and they're all to sell. Next is Super Smash Bros. And the last one is StarCraft 64. So $10 each is a pretty good deal, and that was with free shipping too. So I can't really complain about that at all. That that was already a great deal right there. I offered him like 25. I really didn't think he was going to take it. I was just doing it just because, you know, on the off chance, if he does, that'd be an amazing deal. And he said 30, so I jumped at that. And then the other thing that I saw in his eBay auctions is what I'm going to show you last. So after I picked that out, he sent me a list of all the other stuff he hadn't posted on eBay yet, so I got to choose from that. And I picked up 3 PS1 games. And we're kind of having an issue with one of them right now because I thought they were all going to be complete, and one of them is the disc and the manual only, so I don't know if I'm going to be sending it back or if I'm just going to keep it, or I don't know what's going to happen. But the 3 PS1 games are Silent Hill, and unfortunately this is the one that doesn't have the back, but I did get a really good deal on it, so I might just, you know, overlook it and just put this one up on eBay or something. But the other 2 I'm very happy to add to my collection. He gave me a really good deal on these. The first one is Castlevania Chronicles, and the third one is Darkstalkers 3. So these games are pretty expensive, and I think I paid $15 each for these, for all three, $15 each. I think. Yeah. So $15 each, great deal. Darkstalkers 3 is like a $35 or $40 game by itself, so I was really happy to add that one, especially. So the last item that I got from him is very cool. I'm very happy to have this, and it's kind of ironic that I got this considering what I showed you in part 2 of this 100th pickup video, but very cool. And that is another Model 2 boxed Super Nintendo, and this is the Yoshi's Island version, so it's different than the other one, and this box is in great condition. I'm super happy with the condition on this box. And let me show you the inside really quick, because I wasn't really aware of this, but it actually comes with 2 games, not just Yoshi's Island. Oops. So this one has paperwork. Let's see. Controller, cords, and then, like I said, it comes with 2 games. It comes with Mario World and Yoshi's Island. So I thought that was very cool. I wasn't expecting a second game to be in there at all. So when I opened it up, I was quite surprised, and very cool. So that makes 3 Yoshi's Island cartridges in this video, or in this 100th pickup already, which is pretty crazy. This one I'm keeping, the other 2 will be up on eBay. Unfortunately, a lot of this stuff is probably going to be up before you see it. Like I said, I spent a lot of money on this stuff, and I'm kind of like afraid of how much I have left, so I'm hoping to make some money back as soon as I can. So I'm going to be listing this stuff really, really quickly before I get the video up, and I'm sorry if you guys are interested in anything, but that's just how it has to be. Alright, so I've got 3 more boxes to show you. 3 more boxes worth of stuff to show you in this portion of the video. And then there's probably going to be 2 or 3 more parts after this. So I guess I'll start with this first. So if you guys remember, a little while ago, I received some trade items and some donations from Orlando, and he lives like, I think, like 3 hours north of me, I think. So he doesn't live too far, but there's a big story behind this, so bear with me while I tell you the story, and then we'll get to the pickups. They are worth waiting for. Stuff's just going to get better from here. Like I said, I always save the best for last. So I might have said it before, but there was a video game store in Naples, Florida going out of business, and Orlando contacted me, and he donated 2 Nintendo 64 games to me in a few videos back. It was Pokemon Puzzle League and Duck Dodgers. Both awesome games I didn't have. I was so happy to receive those. After that, he told me that the video game store is going out of business, and every game was $3 each. That's including boxed Nintendo games. So he went back and he picked up a bunch more for me, which I showed in another video. And, well, the crazy thing is that he went to the store and called me while he was there and listed off all the games that they were selling, and I got to, like, basically hand pick the ones I wanted. And the day he did that was the very last day they were open, and the games were $1 each. And keep in mind, that is for boxed Nintendo games. $1 each is a ridiculous deal for any game. It could be a sports game. If it's boxed, that's a crazy good deal. So I picked out 40 games. So he had $40 to spend, so I picked out 40 games, a mixture of stuff, and so I do have that to show you. And the craziest part is that the next day, the owner of the store called him and said, everything that I didn't sell is in the dumpster behind the store, you can have it all. Which, that is crazy. Like, when he told me that, I freaked out. So he went back and he got, I think he said 8 garbage bags full of video games. And he was nice enough to let me pick through, like, basically everything that I wanted that he wasn't keeping. And he has a very, what's the word, like, he doesn't collect everything. He only collects for a few systems. So it was fortunate for me that he wasn't keeping a lot of the stuff that I was interested in. So I got to pick through there, and I'm basically buying the stuff from him. And I don't want to get into how much I paid or whatever, but he gave me a really good deal. Especially considering that, you know, he got them for free, obviously, I mean, but still, he has to ship them and everything, but I got a really good deal, trust me. So, I actually have 3 boxes of stuff, or 4 boxes of stuff from him to show you guys. I'm going to do 2 in this video, and probably 2 in the next video. I can't put them all into one because it's just way too much, and I want to save, a lot of the stuff is really cool, and I want to save it for the later videos. I want to have some really cool stuff in each video. So, before I ramble on any longer, this is the first box. This was actually inside another box, so this one didn't come shipped like this, but this box is all extras that he threw in, which is very cool. So, sorry about that. So, yeah, the stuff that he sent here, I'm going to go through kind of quick because I want to get to the other box, because that box is very awesome. But, so this box here, like I said, is all extras. And the first thing here is a huge stack of PlayStation 2 inserts. And, like, there are so many in here. Like, it's ridiculous. There's only a couple manuals, but there's 2 manuals, I think, but the rest are inserts. But just look how many that is. That is ridiculous. So these are definitely going to come in handy in my PS2 collecting. And then also, he sent me this huge stack of disc-only PS1 games, which is very awesome. So we're going to go through these kind of quick. And some of these I've never heard of, like this first one is Death Trap Dungeon. Evil Zone. NHL Face-Off. March Madness 99. Test Drive 5. NFL Extreme 2. Kurt Warner's Arena Football Unleashed. Turbo Prop Racing. Micro Machines V3. TNT Motorsports Hardcore TR. Return Fire. Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation. Disney's Atlantis: The Lost Empire. Gex 3: Deep Cover Gecko. Ape Escape. Rat Attack. 2 Extreme. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? 2nd edition. ECW: Anarchy Rules. In the Zone 99. Madden 2000. WCW Backstage Assault, Rugrats Totally Angelica, Army Men Green Rogue, Nightmare Creatures 2, and Batman Gotham City Racer. So that's very awesome of him to throw all these in. Like I said, I haven't heard of a lot of these games before, so I have no idea like what they're about, besides what I can tell from the titles. But very awesome of him to throw those in. Thank you so much, Orlando, for throwing all that stuff in. That's very awesome of you. My cat's going crazy. All right, and then the second box that I'm going to show from him is this one here, and Super Nintendo's falling. If you remember, the last games I got from him came in a box just like this, so you can imagine how much is in here. So these are the 40 games that I picked out when he called me from the store. So I'm going to try, they're Nintendo 64 and NES only. I'm going to try and do Nintendo 64 first, and then show you the NES, but it all just depends how they're in the box in here. A couple of these have the manuals, and really only like one or two have the manuals. So if you have any of the manuals for any of these games, please contact me, because I am interested in getting them. First up is Namco Museum 64. ECW Hardcore Revolution. Top Gear Rally 2. Rat Attack. Aiden Chronicles, The First Mage. Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. Mickey's Speedway USA. Scooby-Doo Classic Creep Capers. I used to play this as a kid. I remember renting it from Blockbuster back in the day. I was happy to see this one. Monster Truck Madness 64. Space Invaders. And this is one I know for sure that is complete. Golden Nugget. Disney's Tarzan. Automobili Lamborghini. Horrible game. Asteroid 64 Hyper. And the last N64 game, Blues Brothers 2000. So I think that is all the N64 games. Now we're going to move into the NES games. And like I said, these all need manuals, so if you have any, let me know. Pinball Quest. Super Dodgeball. Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Heroes of the Lance. American Gladiators. This is a kind of an expensive game. I was surprised it's like $20 to $30. That's the Blue Marlin. Cyberball. Dick Tracy. Zelda just stole some bubble wrap. Go get it. Silkworm. The Last Ninja. And I think it says Game of the Year, but there's a little sticker covering it. Roadrunner. Tengen game. Metal Mech, Man and Machine. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. The Moffat Conspiracy. Xenophobe. The Simpsons, Bart vs. the Space Mutants. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Heavy Shreddin', Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, the Cryon Conquest, Hunt for Red October, and the last 5 here out of this box. Mad Max, Wrath of the Black Manta, Kiwi Craze, Total Recall, and Kabuki Quantum Fighter. So, like I said, these are the 40 games that he listed off, or these are the 40 games I picked out of what he listed off to me while he was in the store. But I do have 2 more boxes from him to show you guys that will be in one of the later videos, probably the next part. So definitely stay tuned for that. And I do have 1 more box to show you. And this stuff is, I mean, honestly, the single items in this box are probably my favorite out of the whole 100 pickup video. They're insanely cool, and they're like the favorite things I have in my collection now. So, this package comes from Melanie Pekowski, and you guys, if you don't know who that is just by me saying that, on her YouTube channel she has, I mean, she does gaming stuff, but I think she's most well known for her Nintendo 64 controller wall. And the stuff, I bought this stuff from her. She put up a video saying that she was selling, or she was stopping like hardcore collecting, and I knew before that she had some pretty cool Nintendo 64 stuff. I think that was like her main focus, and that's kind of my main focus too. So I sent her a message asking if she still had it, and she said she did. And she was so nice about everything. She held the stuff for me for like 3 months while I waited for the money, and that's very awesome. And I wanted to thank you personally. Thank you, Melanie, for doing that. I really appreciate it, and it's definitely going to a good home. So this is the box that I got from her, and for a lot of this kind of expensive stuff, I don't really want to say what I paid, especially when I bought it from some other YouTuber, but I can tell you she gave me a good deal, so I really appreciate that. So there's 5 things in here. I'm going to start off with the least coolest, like always, and go to the coolest items in the box. So first up, we have 2 empty boxes for Japanese Nintendo 64 controllers. Hey! Stupid cat. First we have a red one, and these are both boxes that I don't have, so I'm really happy to get these. And then also a yellow one. So 2 empty boxes. They have the paperwork and they have the inserts, which is very cool. And the Japanese controllers are actually just the same as the American controllers, so I can just get a red and a yellow controller, put them in here, and call it good. They're both, the Japanese and American video games are both NTSC, so it doesn't really matter. There might be like some Japanese writing on the back of, or on the inside of a Nintendo 64 controller somewhere, but that's not going to be seen. So next up is something that I've been wanting to pick up off eBay, and I always seem to get outbid like at the max that I want to put in just by a couple dollars. But I finally got a Japanese Mario Kart 64 controller and game bundle, and this thing is in great condition. I'm super happy, and this is awesome. So for those of you who don't know, in Japan, Nintendo released this bundle. It has, I'll show you the game first. Here's the insides. In the back here, you get Mario Kart 64, Obviously the Japanese version. This is complete. Great condition. Got the game and all the instructions behind it. Like, this is in like mint condition. And then in the front here, you get the Mario Kart 64 controller. And this one luckily has the bag. And it's kind of weird, like, the controller, unless you really know, you're not gonna know that it's, you know, a Mario Kart 64 controller, because on the top it's just regular black, but on the bottom, whoa, super out of focus there. Hold on. There we go. That was really weird. But on the front here, it's just regular black, and on the back, it is gray. So, you know, you might, and it has a black plug. So, you know, somebody might see this at a store and think, oh, somebody switched the back out of their controller with a different one, which you could do, but I think that this gray is actually a different shade than the standard gray for the Nintendo 64 controllers. Hello. But yeah, this is very awesome. I'm super happy to finally have this. They usually go for about between like 50 to 70 on eBay, and you know, you always have some sort of a gamble, even if it's just a really small one. You always have some sort of gamble with eBay. You know, if it's not what you expected, you can get your money back, but then you might have to pay return shipping, and you know, usually these have to be shipped from Japan, which is super expensive and everything. So I was super happy to find this, and super lucky that she still had it, and she was nice enough to hold everything for me. So yeah, this is a great addition to my Nintendo 64 collection. I'm super happy to have that. Can't really say that enough. Next is a factory sealed game, and I'm really thinking about submitting this to VGA and having it graded. I mean, it's not like a wrestling game. Like, this is a good game to have sealed, and it's in really good condition, and I'm really thinking about sending it in. And I've been doing a little bit of research on VGA. I'm trying to do a little more, find out like exactly how much it's going to cost and how long it'll take and all that. But I really think that it'll be worth it for this. And it's a sealed copy, mint condition, of The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Very awesome. You can see the vertical seam. It's not crushed at all. Great condition, no tears. There's like tiny little, I don't know what they're called, like little air holes or whatever, that just are there over time. But other than that, it's in really nice condition. So, I'm going to be doing some more research, and I'm really thinking about sending this in, and if I do, then I'll be sure to include that in a future video. But yeah, sealed copy of Majora's Mask. Very awesome. My little kitty is on my lap here. This is Zelda, for any of you that don't know. The last item that I received from Melanie is it's the rarest Nintendo 64 thing I own now. And I'm super happy to have this. Prices have been going up and up, and it's been getting crazy, and she was nice enough to give me a really nice deal on it. And that is, if you haven't guessed by now, it's a controller. And if you saw before, I have the Donkey Kong 64 controller, and there's 3 more promo controllers I need, and this is one of them. And I'm super happy to have this, and this is the Nintendo Power 100 controller. And for those of you that don't know, when Nintendo Power released their 100th issue, they had this controller available for sale, and unfortunately, it didn't. I mean, it sold, but it didn't sell like insanely well, so there aren't a lot of them out there. And this controller has been going for around, I mean, it's been jumping crazy. Like, it's been going between like 150 to, you know, even 300 at some points. This one does have some scuffs, but honestly, it's in pretty good shape. And let me see if I can get a close-up of the top there. It says Nintendo Power 100. There you go. Very awesome. Like I said, I'm super happy to have this. Rarest, probably the rarest item in my entire collection, especially Nintendo 64. So I still need the E3 Star Fox controller and the Millennium 2000 controller. If any of you guys happen to have any of those and you're interested in selling them or trading for them, please let me know. I know it's a long shot, but might as well ask. So yeah, Nintendo Power 100 controller, very awesome. Thank you so much, Melanie. And if you guys do not know her channel, which I don't understand why you wouldn't, she has tons of subscribers and she does gaming videos, so you probably know who she is. But if you don't, for any reason, link will be in the description below. Definitely check her out. Her N64 controller wall is pretty awesome. If you just want to check that out by itself, that'll probably convince you to subscribe because it's really cool. So yeah, that's all for this part of the video. Hope it's not too insanely long. I hope you guys are enjoying the 100th pickup video so far. There will be 2 or 3 more parts to come, and it's only going to get better. I don't know if I can really top the Nintendo Power 100 controller personally, but I think you guys are really going to enjoy what I have to show you guys next, and it's pretty crazy. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Hey everybody, it's Cooper here, and welcome to the 4th part, I think it's the 4th part, of my 100 pickup video. And in this part, I'm only going to be showing you stuff from Orlando. So in the end of the last video, or close to the end, I'm going to show you some stuff from him. So this whole video is going to be the rest of the stuff from him. And I've got 2 boxes of stuff to show you. One box is humongous, and one box is a little smaller. So this box I can't even show you. Actually, I can show you. What am I thinking? There it is. It's ridiculously heavy. And I don't know if I mentioned it before, but the reason I'm doing this in the living room is because all these boxes will not fit in my bedroom right now without them being stacked on top of each other, and it would just be a huge mess. Plus, I'm in the middle of a kind of like a room tour rearranging kind of thing, and I don't want to give anything away yet. So I'm going to start off by showing you the stuff in here, and we're going to end with the stuff in the smaller box. So once again, they're all NES and N64 games. I'd say 99.9% of them are missing the instruction manuals. So if you have any of them, once again, please let me know. I'm interested. So I guess I'm just going to start grabbing stuff out. Some NES games up first. Nintendo World Cup. NES Play Action Football. Silent Service. Double Dribble. Ice Hockey. Let me just get a little stack here. Alrighty. Tecmo Bowl. The Rocketeer. Roger Clemens MVP Baseball. Dirty Harry. Asti and Axe. Vegas Dream. Track and Field 2. Chippendale Rescue Rangers. Captain Skyhawk. The Simpsons, Bart vs. the World. The Karate Kid. The Adventures of Bayou Billy. Top Gun. Wheel of Fortune Junior Edition. Baseball Simulator 1, I think it's 1000, but it's 1.000. Magic Darts, Spy Hunter, Guerrilla War, F-15 Strike Eagle, Town and Country Surf Designs, Thrilla Safari, Road Blasters, Rollerball, WWF WrestleMania, Worm, Journey to the Center of the Earth, Wayne Gretzky Hockey, Loops. That box is kind of damaged up there. Most of the boxes though are in great condition, which is very, very cool. Especially the NES ones. Days of Thunder, Family Feud. That one actually looks pretty cool. I like that game show a lot. Pictionary. Not so fun of a game, in my opinion. Super Spike V-Ball. Magic Johnson's Fast Break. Oh, we still have a lot more to go. Tecmo Baseball. Not even done with the NES games yet. Kid Cool and the Quest for the Seven Wonders of Herb. The Seven Wonder Herbs, actually. Kind of a weird name. Jordan vs. Bird, 1-on-1. Rolling Thunder. Boulder Dash. Laser Invasion. Yeah, these are the last of the NES games here. Dino Wars. In this box, at least. Beetlejuice. Thought that one was pretty cool. Crunching and Munching Bigfoot. I think it's just called Bigfoot, though. Town and Country Surf Designs. Wood and Water Rage, I think is what it says. It's just TNC Surf Designs is, I think, the official title. Championship Bowling. And now we will move into... I guess we'll move into N64. There's also GameCube, PS2 in here. So yeah, move into N64 now. First up, ECW Hardcore Evolution. So I've got like 4 copies of this now, I think. And then we have 2 copies of WCW Nitro. One in much better condition than the other one, so I bet you can guess which one I'm keeping. F1 World Grand Prix. WrestleMania 2000. That box is not in the best shape. Fox Sports College Hoops 99. NBA Hang Time. And it's going to be really weird for me to say this, or for you guys to hear me say it, but I actually used to love this game when I was a kid. I played it all the time, which is weird because the only sports games I really ever like are like Mario Tennis or Mario Golf or, you know, stuff like that. But NBA Hang Time is really fun from what I remember. WCW vs. NWO Revenge. A lot of wrestling games. Knockout Kings 2000. Madden 2000. International Track and Field 2000. All-Star Baseball 2001. This is a red cartridge, I believe, which is pretty cool. It's always cool to get the colored cartridges. Madden 2001. Indy Racing 2000. So many 2000 and 2001 games right here. NFL QB Club 2001. Polaris, however you say it, Snowcross. I've actually never said that word before, that's really weird. Olympic Hockey 98. MCR, or MRC, which is Multi-Racing Championship. NBA Live 99, and NBA Live 2000. This is really cool to get all these sports games and racing games, because those are the kind of games I don't want to buy off eBay, and it's great to just get them, get them at a great deal like this to fill holes in the collection. FIFA Soccer 64. And the last N64 game in here is In the Zone 99. So, very awesome addition to the collection right there. Those are definitely going to help me out. Actually, there's 4 more. Didn't even see these. And you're not going to believe what one of them is. Save that one for last. F1 Pole Position 64. Another Madden 2001. Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey. This is actually going to be a great box upgrade for me because the box I have is in horrible condition. And another ECW Hardcore Evolution. So I don't even know how many copies of that there are now, but that's crazy. There's one cartridge, one N64 cartridge, and I always make it a point not to buy cartridges unless I'm going to sell them because I don't collect cartridge-only games. But this one, I think I'm going to make an exception and try and track down a box and manual for, because I love this game so much and I've been wanting it for a long time, and that is Milo's Astro Lanes. I played this as a kid, probably like every other kid. I rented games from Blockbuster back in the day, and that was one of the games that I rented a lot, and I really liked it. Next up, let me just make sure. Okay, next up, I'll get these out of the way before I start with the better stuff. Got a bunch of empty GameCube cases here that all have artwork, and some of them have manuals and inserts and everything. And aside from finding the discs for these and completing them, I can use the precautions manuals in there to complete my games. Whenever I get like an empty GameCube case and I get a new precautions manual, I go through all my GameCube games and I find one that's missing it and I put it in there. So I'm hoping that once I complete the GameCube collection, which obviously is very far off, that it'll actually be really complete and have all the precautions manuals and anything. But I'm not going to list these titles off because they're just cases, but I'll go up and you can read them yourself. Nothing too exciting except that one. Mario Tennis is pretty cool to get, even though it's just a case. Alright, now I'll show you the one Xbox game that's in here, and that's Bruce Lee Quest of the Dragon, sorry. That's the only Xbox game in here. And then I guess I'll just start with GameCube. There's GameCube and PS2 in here. It's mostly GameCube. Let me get back on camera there. Most of these are complete. Some of them are missing the manuals. Actually, a lot of them are missing the manuals, but most of them are complete. And I barely had any of these, so these are great additions to my GameCube collection. Madden 2005. MLS Extra Time 2002. Tiger Woods 05. Madden 06. The Scorpion King, Rise of the Akkadian, I think. MVP Baseball 2K5. This one's really cool. I was happy to get this. Mega Man Network Transmission. Rave Master. Car Racing Evolution, Virtua Striker 2002, Ghost Recon, All-Star Baseball 2003. I think this is like one of the only doubles. I think I already had that one. Super Bubble Pop, International Winter Sports 2002, SX Superstar, NFL QB Club 2002, Madden 2002, Samurai Jack: The Shadow of Aku, NCAA Football 03, Mystic Heroes, NHL Hits Pro, Aquaman, Legacy of Kain, Blood Omen 2, Batman Vengeance, Black and Bruised, Dr. Muto, MVP Baseball 2004, Aggressive Inline. I used to play this game a lot back when I was a kid when I first got the GameCube. That was one of the cheapest games you could get, so I had it. PS2 games. Project Eden. There's still more GameCube games, but they're kind of mixed up, so whatever. Project Eden for the PS2. Mobile Light Force 2. Alter Echo. This one actually looks really cool. Nobunaga's Ambition: Rise to Power. I can't talk. Let me move the camera a little bit. Sorry about that. Ford Mustang: The Legend Lives. NCAA Game Breaker 2004. These are the rest of the PS2 games here, then we'll get back into GameCube. MLB Slugfest 2006. Another one's a double. Outlaw Volleyball Remixed. Beach Volleyball Summer Heat. Legend of the Dragon. Tourist Trophy. Winback 2 Project Poseidon. The Bigs. NASCAR 06. Total Team Control. And the last PS2 game in here is the Red Star. Back to GameCube. A lot less sports titles from here on out. Actually, I'll get these two sports titles out of the way, and that's it. NFL 2K3 and Madden 05. Prince of Persia: The Warrior Within. Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. X-Men Legends 2: Rise of Apocalypse. I think that might be a double. This one's definitely a double. Metabots Infinity. This one's also a double. Cell Damage. This one's also a double. Vex. Batman Dark Tomorrow. Space Raiders. Rogue Ops. Catwoman. Rainbow Six 3. Freaky Flyers. Zoo Cube. And One Piece Grand Battle. So that finishes off that box. And now we get into, that box was obviously amazing, and you guys are completely impressed, as am I. But yeah, tons and tons of boxed NES games. I've already showed you a bunch, but this is just amazing. So many new box games for my collections, for every collection. Every collection is growing because of this video, except Virtual Boy and Hyperscan, unfortunately. But yeah, everything else is just growing like crazy, and it's awesome. So finally we get to this box here, and you're gonna see in a second why I saved this for after that huge box. I mean, obviously that huge box had tons of stuff in it, tons of boxed Nintendo games, but most of them were kind of common. What's in here is rare stuff. So let's dive into this. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me try and hide that one really quick. Get these cartridges out of the way first. Some bubble wrap. There's 4 cartridges in here, and as part of our deal, I told Orlando that I would sell these for him and basically just give him the money from them. And there's 4 cartridges here. There's Ocarina of Time, Mario Party 2, another Mario Party 2, and Mario Party 3. So obviously incredibly popular games, easy to sell. I'm hoping that I can get him about $70-ish for those. Alright, so I guess I'll start off by showing, and I'll save that one for last. That one's pretty cool. I have 5 NES games here and 1 N64 game. Like I said, they're all rare and they're all boxed, so very cool. If you have any of the manuals for these, please let me know. I'd like to get these manuals way more than any other ones, obviously. So I'm going to try and start with the cheapest here and go to the most expensive. I think this is actually the cheapest, and that is The Adventures of Lolo 3. And obviously it's kind of a rare game, but boxed, I mean, obviously it's going to be worth more. I think I checked this one, I think is going, I mean the cheapest buy it now, it might not be going for that, but the cheapest buy it now that I saw I think was around maybe somewhere between 35 and 55. I don't remember if it was 35 or 55. I think it's one or the other. But so there's that. Next I think is, maybe it's this one, maybe it's the next one, I don't know. Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom. I had never heard of this game until this, basically. But it's actually pretty rare. Even the cartridge is kind of rare. I think a box copy is like 65-ish to 80, possibly. And I'm not sure if that one is more expensive or this one is. I'm not sure which one. But that is Death Race, which, I mean, I think they're pretty close in value. I'm not positive, but I know this is also a pretty expensive rare game. Next we have Metal Storm. I think a copy of this is between 80 and 110 for a boxed one or a complete one. Of course, depending on condition, but the box is in great shape. Unfortunately, every single one of these boxed NES and N64 games has stickers on it from a rental store. So all the NES games have a circular sticker on top, a sticker that wraps around the side, and a 2-day rental sticker on the front. The N64 games aren't as bad. Let me grab this one as an example. There's a sticker on the side there, and that's the only sticker I actually see on this one, but others have a few more, but still very, very awesome. The last NES game here is actually more expensive than the N64 game that I'm showing you right after this one, but I'm more excited about the N64 game. So I figured I'd show you these, keep them with the NES, and then show you that one last. But don't get me wrong, I'm super happy to have this. This is a very cool game, a very awesome addition to my boxed NES collection. So without further ado, Mega Man 5 box. Really nice condition aside from the stickers, which is unfortunate, but there it is. Very awesome to have this. I think the cheapest for a boxed copy that I saw on eBay was like $135 or something, and I know it can range for, you know, obviously it can go somewhere between like $100 and $150 depending on condition and all that. So Very awesome. He gave me an excellent deal on those. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you what I paid because it's kind of weird for both parties involved, but it was a great deal. So next up, he actually donated this to me, and I would have been more than happy to pay for it, but he insisted, and you know, I kind of feel a little bad, but at the same time, I'm not going to turn it down. So Orlando, thank you so much for this. This is an amazing addition to my N64 collection, and that is, I would say, the second rarest North American N64 game there is, and that is International Superstar Soccer 2000. And as you can see, it does have a pretty large sticker on the front here. It's got a sticker on the side here, but those are the only two stickers on there. And other than that, it's a little sun faded on the back and everything, but it's actually not crushed or anything. It's in pretty good condition. Show you the cartridge. There it is. Like I said, probably the second rarest American N64 game, and I know it's a sports game, but it is pretty rare. And to get a box copy is, you know, pretty rare too. Since I've had this, I've been looking on eBay. There hasn't been a box copy that I've seen. So, I mean, your guess is as good as mine is what it's worth. My guess is around $100. I'm not positive, but you never know. So, very, very, very awesome addition to my collection. I just showed you in one of the earlier parts of this 100th pickup video the StarCraft 64 that I picked up, and with International Superstar Soccer 2000, that's two pretty expensive rare games to check off the list. I do still need a manual for this, but that can come later. I'm just super happy to have the game in box, and thank you so much, Orlando, for donating this to me. I really appreciate it. So that'll be going in a box protector right after this video and up on the shelf. So that is it for this part of the special 100th pickup video, or 100 game finds video, whatever I call them. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I think there's going to be 2 more parts. There might have to be 3 because of the amount of stuff, but I don't want to give it away just yet. But the stuff in the next video, or the stuff from here on, for however many more parts I have, all comes from one person, and I've talked about it a lot. I haven't told really anybody aside from my really close friends who I got the stuff from, but you might be able to guess if you're pretty big in the YouTube gaming community. If you know, please do not comment below. I kind of do want to keep it a secret. Just kind of keep your guess in your head and see if you're right when I post the videos. But yeah, the stuff coming up, I can tell you, is going to be very, very, very cool. So definitely stay tuned. I know I say that at the end of all these, but honestly, you don't want to really miss this. So that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Hey everybody, it's Cooper here, and welcome to the next part of my special 100 pickup video. And this one's going to be pretty cool. This one is getting into kind of the majority of the stuff. Not necessarily saying that I'm showing the majority of stuff in this video, but I did get most of the stuff from one person, and in this video we're going to start getting into the stuff from them. So before I get into that and explain that, I do have some new stuff here that I wasn't planning on putting in this 100th pickup video, but I decided to include it just because there's some stuff I'm wanting to sell, and I can't wait until I have to do my pickup video 101 to put the stuff in, so I thought I'd just show it now and kind of get it out of the way so I can get to selling. So first up, I got a package from Non-Tupers, and he gave me some stuff. He sent me some stuff to sell for him, and then as like payment for that, and we also did a trade, he threw in some extra stuff. So I'm not going to be showing you the stuff he sent me to sell, just because there's kind of no point, because it's not stuff I picked up. But first up, the stuff that he's giving me in trade for selling the stuff for him, it's a stack of PS1 games here. And these are all for the collection. First up is Frogger 2, Swampy's Revenge. Gex 3 Deep Cover Gecko, Tomb Raider, Army Men Air Attack, Spider-Man, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Medal of Honor Underground, Medal of Honor, and Pong the Next Level. So, like I said, these are all just going in the collection. They're all complete Black Label games I didn't have. Next up, he sent me a yellow Nintendo 64 controller. This is in great condition, and the reason I got this is because in one of the earlier parts of this video, I think it was maybe even the last one, I got this yellow box for a Japanese controller. And if you guys didn't know, the American and the Japanese controllers are the same. And I think I mentioned that, but they have the same plugs and everything. There's no writing on the outside of the controller to indicate where it's from, and they work in both regions. So what I can do is take this yellow controller and put it in here, and I basically have a boxed yellow Japanese controller. Now obviously it's not really a Japanese controller, but it's for my own personal collection, and I'm not going to be trying to pass it off as one to anyone else. So to me, this is good enough, and I don't plan on selling it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So that's very cool. Another box controller for the collection. Let me just get the paperwork in there. So yeah, very cool. I just need a red one now. Hopefully I can just find one at Goodwill or something. Then he sent these. First up, he sent this silver coin that is, it says 1 troy ounce, 0.999 FS, and he was thinking that this is also like as payment for selling this stuff, and he was thinking that I should be able to get about 20 bucks for this at a pawn shop, but I might keep it because it's pretty cool. I'm not sure yet. Next up, he sent me this new Super Mario Bros. Beanie that he found at the Goodwill outlet, I believe, and he said he washed it and everything, but it's pretty cool. And then he sent, there's a black PS2 memory card, 4 gray PS1 memory cards, all first party, and then a see-through orange Japanese PS1 memory card. And this one has a little crack in the back, but it's not bad. And he said I could have a couple of those, which is very cool. And then the last thing that he sent for me is a stack of Pokemon cards here. And I'm not going to go through and show them all, but I thought that I would show the rares really quick, because there's not that many. But there's an Articuno from base set. That's the coolest one out of all of them. Ninetales, Salamence EX for Alligator, and then I'll just go through them like this, do them kind of quick. So those are those, and that's all the stuff from him. And then next up, I went, my local pawn shop, the one that's right by my school, the one I always go to, they kind of like cleaned up everything in there. They reorganized their video game section, and they put prices on everything. And instead of older games being $2 each for me now, I just have to pay what they're marked as in most cases. But they did lower the prices. Some of them were $1, so it really worked out. I actually paid less than I normally would have. But I got a big stack of games here. So, about half of them I'm keeping, half of them I'm selling. So I'll show you the ones that I'm selling first. These are the ones I got to sell. First up is Halo 2. That was $4. I normally wouldn't want to pay $4 for that, but it worked out with the prices for everything else. And then there's 3 other Xbox games. Star Wars Obi-Wan. This one doesn't have a price. I think it was probably $2. Next to Star Wars Battlefront, that was $2. And Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, this was $4.
Next up is 4 GameCube games. Super Monkey Ball, that was $2. X-Men Legends 2, that was $1. Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX 2, that was $1. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, that was $1. And then I got one Wii game, and that's Mario Kart Wii. This was marked at $20, and I couldn't get them to take any off, so because they said they just put it out like an hour before I got there, so I paid $20 for that. Not a bad deal. I usually go for about $30 on eBay. And then into the games that I'm keeping. I got 5 GameCube games and 2 Wii games. First up is Sonic Mega Collection, and this one was $1. Then Star Wars Bounty Hunter, this one was also $1. Dragon Ball Z Sagas, that was $1. Tony Hawk's Underground, $1. And Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, $1. And the 2 Wii games I got to keep are Mario Kart Wii, a second copy, for $20, and Super Smash Bros. Brawl for $20. Not the best deal on that one, but it's a game I didn't have, so picked it up. Okay, now that's all the stuff that was going to be in Pickup Video 101, but I decided to put it in here to get it out of the way. So now, on to the explanation and the story behind how I got 9 gigantic boxes of video games from one person. And I actually got them over YouTube. And you guys probably remember, about a month or two ago, LV Pepe 38 put up a video saying he was selling his entire video game collection, keeping a select few things. And he actually contacted me before he put that video up and gave me first dibs on anything I wanted, which is very awesome. I definitely appreciate it. So we talked back and forth for a while, and finally, after I think a couple weeks actually, finally agreed on a price for everything that I wanted, and he gave me an amazing deal. And I'm not going to mention how much I paid because it's kind of, personal between him and I, but he gave me a really good deal, and I think it worked out to about $3 a game in the end, which is amazing. So he was keeping all of his statues, all of his Zelda stuff, and all of his Neo Geo stuff, but I wasn't interested in the Neo Geo stuff anyway, but I did get a lot of awesome stuff. And he's actually, since he sold me this, he told me that he's going to be still collecting boxed NES games. So if you guys have any, let him know, because he's kind of cleaned out now, but he is still collecting them. So I'm going to show you 3 boxes of stuff from him in this video, and then I'll probably have 2 or 3 more parts showing you the rest. So first off, we're going to start with a flat rate box here. This is super heavy. And this one is full of strategy guides and magazines, which is very awesome. He threw all these were extras that he threw in. So first up, we have 2 issues of Retro Gamer, which is a magazine that I've been wanting to subscribe to, but I've heard it's pretty expensive, and it's from the UK, so you have to import it and all that. But there's two here. They're number 84 and 85. So very awesome. This one has Secret of Mana on the front, and this one has a bunch of different things on the front, but that's very cool. Next we have a strategy guide for Turok 2. Then we have the instructions, all of the instructions for an original Xbox system. Then we have a GameStop activity book. It has like some coloring pages and some word searches and stuff like that. Then a strategy guide for Castlevania 64. Strategy guide for Riven. Mortal Kombat Deception. I think I actually already have one of those strategy guides. Most of my guides are still at my parents' house in Washington. Then we have a PlayStation magazine. An unauthorized insider's guide to the N64. Resident Evil Director's Cut strategy guide. Resident Evil 2 strategy guide. Resident Evil Codex Veronica strategy guide. Silent Hill strategy guide. Dino Crisis 2 strategy guide. Game Boy Player's Guide. 13 strategy guide. And And then we have 6 issues of Gamer magazine. And these are number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So very cool. The first 6 issues of the magazine there. Very cool. Thank you, men, for throwing those in. I definitely appreciate that. There's some pretty cool strategy guides in here, and I will be keeping all of these. I'll show you this box next. This one is full of, well, I'll just show you. First up, we have a boxed Devastator made by QuickShot. This is for the PlayStation 1, and this is basically an arcade stick. Box is in great shape. Very cool. There's some toys in here, or I guess kind of toys that he threw in. We have a Mario Bob-omb. I have one of these still sealed. I think it has like powder candy in it. Next we have this little Pac-Man. You pull it back and it races forward. And then we have a red mushroom tin and a coin block tin. And this is cool because I've always seen people have these in the back of their videos and everything. I've always wanted one. I do have one of these though, but I'd like to get all the rest of these little candy tins from Mario. I think they're very cool. Next up, we have a boxed PlayStation. And if you saw one of my more recent pickup videos, not 100, but I think like 98 or 99, I picked up a boxed PlayStation at a pawn shop for 20 bucks that had Diablo in it, which was a great find. But this one is actually a different box. The one that I have doesn't have any red on it, and it's gray on the front rather than white. So now I have 2 different boxed PlayStation 1 systems. Very cool. Next up, we have a boxed black PS2 Slim. This is very cool. I have a box for a silver one, but I didn't have a boxed black one, which is very cool. There's 2 controllers, and it looks like there might even be some other stuff in here. There's a system, the cords, and there's a couple of, if I can grab it, a couple of these little dongles for wireless controllers. I don't think those are in here, but still very cool to have this boxed PS2 Slim. Goes great with my PS2 collection. And then we also have a boxed fat PS2, which is very awesome. So I have a bunch of boxed PS2s now. This one is the regular edition, but there's a memory card in here, and also the network adapter, and then another wireless controller dongle. I haven't opened up all the way, but this one originally didn't come with the network adapter, so that's kind of like an extra. So that's that box. And now we're going to move on to this box, and there's some really cool stuff in here. You'll see why I saved it for last once I get into it. First up, we have 3 of these clear blue Nintendo cases to hold NES cartridges, or I guess I could hold any Nintendo games in there. Next, we have a boxed red gamepad for the PS1. It's made by Performance, just a boxed third-party controller. Very cool. Next up, we have a boxed PAL Super Nintendo controller, and this is a third-party, but it looks like an official. So I thought this was pretty cool, and it's all in there. It looks like it's never been used. The box is a little beat up though. Next up for the Game Boy, we have a boxed copy of Pokemon Gold version, and this is complete and very cool. I love getting boxed Pokemon games for the Game Boy. They're so cool. Next up are some Xbox games, and I think all these are going in the collection. First we have Crimson Sea, Whacked. I remember playing this game when I was a kid, when the Xbox first came out, and it's actually pretty funny if you watch like all the cutscenes. Obscure, Gun Valkyrie. That's in a 360 case. Magic the Gathering Battlegrounds. Blood Rain 2. Gauntlet Dark Legacy. It's also in a 360 case. Genma Onimusha. And Kakuto Chojin Back Alley Brutal. So very cool. All great additions to the collection. Oh, there's 3 more Xbox games in here. Having a hard time grabbing them. Okay. First up is Blinks 2, Masters of Time and Space. Then we have Siberia 2 and Conquer Live and Reloaded. Super happy to get this one because back a couple months ago I had to sell some games to get rent money, unfortunately, and this is one that had to go. But I knew I was getting it from him, so I decided to sell my copy. I'm very happy to have it back. I really didn't want to sell that one. Next up, there's a boxed Nintendo 64. This is very cool because I didn't have one. I didn't have this version. I have the Star Wars bundle boxed, but I didn't have just the standard system. And I don't know if I opened this yet. But it's got everything in it, all the baggies, everything. Looks awesome. I'll put that back in after the video. Let's see. Next, I guess I'll show you some PS2 games. Okay. First we have The Sims Bustin' Out. Spider-Man, Friend or Foe. Superman Returns. The Simpsons, Hit and Run. Valkyrie Profile 2. Quake 3 Revolution. Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. Suikoden 3. Spider-Man 2. Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. Way of the Samurai. Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. Raiden 3. X-Men Origins Wolverine. SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. And The Simpsons Skateboarding. So those are very awesome additions to the collection. A lot of games I didn't have. Next up are some NES cartridges. First up is Kirby's Adventure. Then we have Kid Icarus. Donkey Kong Classics. Baseball Stars. Contra. And Mega Man 4. So the last games in this pickup video are GameCube games, and there's 5 of them here. And there's nothing terribly amazing in here, but like I said, I did want to get this pickup video filmed. So the next pickup video will have some really cool stuff, so definitely do not miss that. But these are awesome additions to the collection. These are also 4 of the games I decided to sell when I needed money, so I'm really glad to have them back. And they are Mario Party 4, Luigi's Mansion, Super Mario Sunshine, very awesome game, Mario Kart Double Dash, and this is the only one I didn't have before, and I'm super glad to have it now, and that's Tales of Symphonia. So very, very awesome. Double disc game. It's missing a manual. I think I might have one. But yeah, so that's it for this pickup video. definitely check out LVPepe38's channel. He's still doing video game pickups, movie pickups, and statue pickups. And he's been telling me some pretty cool stuff that he's going to be having in his videos coming up. So definitely check him out, subscribe to him, support him. He's a very awesome guy. He gave me a great deal on this bundle, and there's way more to come. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Hey everybody, it's Cooper back again with the next part of my 100th pickup video. And this is going to be the second to last, and I have 6 boxes left to show you from LVPepe38, and I decided to show you 3 in this video, 3 in the last video. And I've kind of separated these 6 into this video being mostly one thing, and the last video, which is going to be probably my favorite out of the whole part, it's going to include the coolest stuff, is going to be all kind of the same kind of thing in that. So, like I said, I got 3 boxes to show you. I don't know if you can see them all, but I've got 1 here and 2 here. And we're going to go ahead and start with this big one here. And there is a note from him, but it's in one of the boxes that I'm going to show you last. So I figured I would just save that for then. And yeah, so we're going to start here. So first up, we have a pair of Donkey Kong bongos. And these are in the box, and I actually already have 3 of these. So this makes 4 of this one, and then I have 1, which is the Donkey Konga 2 bundle, which is a variation. But I'm going to keep this one because this one is in the best shape, and then probably get rid of the other ones. I got those in South Florida when I went with Felix. But yeah, definitely good to have one that doesn't have packing tape and writing on it like all the other ones do. Oh, and if I have crazy hair, because I just got out of the shower, I didn't bother doing anything to it. Next is a boxed U-Force controller for the NES. This is very cool. This is like a motion sensing controller. It kind of looks like a Battleship game when you open it up and everything. But this box is in great condition, and this makes a great addition to my NES collection, and especially my NES box accessories collection, which has been growing pretty decent. Alright, there's 1 boxed NES game in here, and that's Journey to Celius. And this one's complete. Pretty good shape. Next up is this, and if you can see, it's Chun-Li from Street Fighter, and this is actually a PS2 controller for Street Fighter 15th anniversary, and there's a bunch of different ones, but this one's Chun-Li, and if you can see that, it's got a lenticular thing on the controller, and this is actually factory sealed still. I thought that it was going to be opened from the pictures he sent and everything, but right here, normally this would slide out, and the seal is still on there, hasn't been cut or anything, so that's very cool. A very awesome addition to my PlayStation 2 collection. I'd like to get the rest of the controllers, but honestly, I don't know how much they're worth or anything like that, so yeah. Next up is another PlayStation 2 item that I'm super happy to have. This is really cool. It's the Tekken 5 Ultimate Collector's Edition. And as you can see, probably from the front, it includes an arcade fighting stick and something else. So let me open this and show you guys. I have opened this before to look at it, and it's amazing. So first up, we have this. And there's a little bit of damage back here, but this is basically a case to hold, some artwork on there, a case to hold all of the Tekken games from PS1 to PS2. And if you can see this, it opens and it's huge. If you can see how big that is, I don't even think it's all on screen. But there's a place for Tekken, Tekken 2, Tekken 3, Tekken Tag, 4, and 5. And it all holds it in this cool case. Obviously, I'm not going to be storing the games in here, but this is very cool. And then, obviously, the coolest part is the arcade stick. There it is. Nice feel to it. Buttons are nice. The artwork's great, and it's in really nice condition. It's just a little dusty. That's it. Very cool. I'm really happy to have this. This is one of the more expensive special editions for the PS2, and I was worried that I probably wouldn't be getting this anytime. And then I saw it on his shelf, and I was super happy because I really had been wanting this. And it's hard to get back in the box when it's sitting on my lap. The only thing it didn't include is the actual game, which is fine because I already have it. But I would like to pick up a second copy, one to put in here, and one to put on the shelf with the rest of the PlayStation 2 games. But that's very cool. Alright, next up, I guess I could show these. Next up are some manuals. He just threw these in as a bonus. First, there's a Legend of Legaia demo CD, which is pretty cool. It's got the demo there and some information on the game. I don't really actively collect demo discs, but I think that's a pretty cool one to have. Alright, next up we have a manual for Pokemon either red, blue, or yellow. It doesn't say. I'm pretty sure it's either red or blue, because I think yellow does say Pokemon Yellow inside. Next we have a case for Metroid Prime Hunters for the DS. A manual for Gain Ground for the Genesis. New Super Mario Bros. Wii manual. Cosmo Tank manual for the Game Boy. We have some DS leaflets. Donkey Kong Country 3 manual for the Game Boy. Pokemon Diamond manual for the DS. And then we have what appears to be a Pokemon Leaf Green manual for the Game Boy Advance for Japan, which is pretty cool. So like I said, he threw those in for free. Very cool. I definitely appreciate whenever anyone throws in extras. Next is a system, and this is a system that didn't have boxed, so I'm really happy to finally have it. And it's really heavy, and it is an original Xbox. Very awesome. Oh, it's upside down. Xbox. Move this out of the way. I don't think I've opened this yet, so you can take a look now. On the top here, it's got a baggie with the cords and one of the original fat controllers. Take that off. And there's a system and some paperwork and styrofoam and baggie, and everything looks amazing, and I'm really happy to have this. I've been wanting, I have over 200 Xbox games, and up until now, I haven't had an Xbox with the appropriate cables and everything, so I haven't even had an Xbox while I have over 200 games for the system, so I'm finally have one, and I'm really glad. I'd like to start playing Morrowind and Fable and some other games like that, so very cool. I will probably be hooking this up to the TV tonight. I'm doing some cleaning and rearranging, and I'm getting rid of all my systems that I don't have boxed, because I have boxed systems now, so I can get rid of the unboxed ones. So I'm going through and setting everything up, so that'll definitely be one that I set up. Next up, we have actually there's one PS1 game in here, and that's Gran Turismo 2. Black Label Complete, game I didn't have. Next there's some Game Boy Advance games, and what's cool about these is that he actually printed out covers for them and put them all in DS cases. So they're cartridge only, but he actually printed them out and put them in here like this, and actually one of the manuals I just showed you is for one of the games here. I'm actually going to put that in now so I don't forget. Don't separate them. Okay, so first up is Donkey Kong Country 3, and that's the one that has the manual, so there it is. Next is Shining Force, Resurrection of the Dark Dragon. We have Pokemon Sapphire. Mario Kart Super Circuit. Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3. And Super Mario World, Super Mario Advance 2. So very awesome. And those cases that he kind of transformed the DS cases into Game Boy Advance cases is pretty cool. I don't know if you can see Zelda up here. She's on top of the box. There's a few more things in this box. Some PS2 games and some GameCube games. I'll start with the GameCube, there's only 2 of those. First is Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut, and this one is complete Black Label, and it's a game I didn't have, and it's one of the ones that I really wanted to get, so I'm really happy to get that. Same with this one, and that's Resident Evil 0, complete and Black Label. So very awesome additions to the GameCube collection. Next we have 4 PS2 games that are all great additions to the collection as well. First is Malice. Then we have Shining Force Neo. Then we have Shining Force EXA. And Silent Hill 2. Very, very cool. I always find this game for Xbox, but it's always platinum hits, so I'm glad to finally have a copy. Alright, now we move these out of the way and we'll get into the second box here. We'll do this box next. First up, we have a boxed Game Boy Advance SP, and this is the onyx, or the black colored one. And this is really cool because I love collecting all the different colored Game Boys in the boxes, and this is the first SP that I have, so very cool. It's got the charger and the Game Boy and everything's in there. Very awesome. Box is in great condition. Next up, threw in some more manuals here. We have Infinite Undiscovery for the 360, Zelda Phantom Hourglass, New Super Mario Bros., some random DS inserts, Phantom Hourglass manual, Armored Core manual for the PS1, Bases Loaded and Bases Loaded 2 manuals, and the Infinite Undiscovery manual for the 360. Next we have this tin, which is supposed to be an action replay for a PSP, as it says up there, but when I opened it, I find a disc and a dongle for PS2. So, but the manual says PSP and the front says PSP, and there's some screen protectors and GameStop cards in there. So, I'm not quite sure what the deal is with this, but yeah, cool. That was a freebie that he threw in. I think I can get this out. This next box is kind of fragile. Okay, so next up is an NES Advantage controller in the box. The box is kind of beat and it's really flimsy. That's why I'm trying to be careful with it. It's the kind of box where you pick it up and whatever's in it wants to fall out the bottom, so you have to hold it. But very cool to have an NES Advantage boxed. I have one just loose that I haven't been trying to sell it, but I plan on selling it, so I'm glad to have a boxed one to put on the shelf. Next are some random Game Boy plastic cases, and then there's another one here that has Final Fantasy Tactics for the Game Boy Advance. Next up is a complete in-box copy of Taiko Drum Master, and I have one of these, but mine was missing something, which are these, are the drumsticks, and I thought I would never find the drumsticks for mine, so I decided to get this one from him, and now I can get rid of mine, and I finally have a complete one. And the drumsticks are like wooden dowels, they're not actual drumsticks, so you can't really replace them that easy. So I'm glad to actually have a complete one now. Another Game Boy Advance game, Castlevania Circle of the Moon. Let's see, some more PS2 games here. There's a bunch of PS2 games in here, and most of them are for the collection, but some of them I think I might have now, so I'm going to have to go through and pick out the best, Frankenstein, the best copies together and keep those. So first we have Mad Maestro, Jaws Unleashed, Indigo Prophecy, and 7 Samurai 2000XX. Harvest Moon, Save the Homeland. Shadow Hearts from the New World. Very happy to get this. Same with this one, Shadow Hearts Covenant. Those games are kind of expensive. They're between, I know Covenant's a little bit cheaper, but I think the other one's like a $20 to $30 game, so I'm really happy to knock those RPGs off my list. Family Guy, the video game. RPG Maker 2. Happy to get this because now I have 2 and 3. And another RPG, Ys, the Ark of Nepeshtim, something like that. Siren, Resident Evil, Code Veronica X, and this is like he printed out the cover for this one, but it is Black Label. Grandia 2, Drakengard. I'm happy to get this because I had actually this is Drakengard 2. I have the first one, but I didn't have this one, so I finally got that. This is another really cool RPG I'm really happy to have. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2. Had the first one, and I've got them both. I've also got that one on the Xbox. Myst 3 Exile. Onimusha Dawn of Dreams. Dot Hack GU Volume 2 Reminisce. Very happy to get this one. These games are incredibly hard to find in the wild, and so far I think I only need two left, or one left. I think GU Volume 1 is the last one I need to have all the Dot Hack games on the PlayStation 2. So those are all the PS2 games in here. There's one Xbox game which he threw in as a bonus, and that's The Simpsons Road Rage. Huh, I just noticed the disc is Black Label, but the case is Platinum Hits. There's 3 GameCube games in here. First is Custom Robo. Very cool to get that. It's not a super cheap game. Then we have Resident Evil. Very happy to get this one. And also this one. I used to play this game a lot back when I was a kid, and I loved it, and that's Lost Kingdoms 2. And this one is missing the manual, so if you have a manual, please let me know. This is a game that I would really like to get complete, so let me know if you've got that. And the rest of this box are all PS1 games, and these are all for the collection. I think most of them are, actually. First we have Gundam Battle Assault 2, Supercross Circuit, Nuclear Strike, NFL Game Day 98, Jet Moto, Knockout Kings 2001, Croc 2, Star Wars Demolition, Driver 2, Siphon Filter 3. Grand Theft Auto Collector's Edition, which has GTA 1, 2, and the Mission Pack 1. Bloody Roar 2. Star Wars Dark Forces. Tekken 3. 007 Tomorrow Never Dies. Armored Core Project Phantasma. Siphon Filter 1. Ridge Racer Type 4. Crash Bandicoot. Grind Session. Soul Blade. Mega Man 8 Anniversary Edition. Powerpuff Girls Chemical Extraction. Resident Evil 2. Mech Warrior 2. Siphon Filter 2. Fade to Black. Mega Man X5. And there's no manual for this one, he printed that cover. Mega Man Legends. Star Wars Masters of Terraskasi. That is a printed cover as well. So does this one. Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero. Austin Powers Pinball. Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. Shadow Man. Puzzle Star Sweep. The King of Fighters 99. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Armored Core. Twisted Metal Small Brawl. Digimon World. Very cool to get this one. It's not a cheap game. Mortal Kombat Trilogy. And it says exclusive PlayStation edition, so I'm wondering if this is different from like the N64 version. Monster Rancher 2. 3 left here. Xena Warrior Princess. The Dukes of Hazzard Racing for Home. And Intelligent Cube. This is not a cheap game, so I'm really happy to have this in my collection. Let me just check how we're doing on time here. Alrighty, we're at about 23 minutes. That box is empty. I can move on to the last box here. And this is incredibly heavy, super full. There's lots of different stuff in here, but it's mostly along the same lines of what I've been showing you in this video so far. So first up, we have Pokemon Red and Yellow. And what's cool is that I have an extra box for Red version, so now I've got that with the box, and that manual I can put in there too. Some PS2 games. Scarface. Samurai Western. Very happy to get this, an Atlas title. Any Atlas title I don't have, I'm definitely interested in getting. Mortal Kombat Deception. Phantasy Star Universe. Dancing with the Stars. MLB 2008 The Show. Onimusha Warlords. Sopranos Road to Respect. I found one of these sealed at Goodwill, so now I have an open one as well. Dance Dance Revolution Extreme. Here's the Pokemon Blue that I knew was in there that I was looking for. Rygar. Gravity Games Bike Street Vert Dirt. American Chopper. Astro Boy. Mafia. The Legend of Spyro Dawn of the Dragon. Manhunt. If you guys couldn't tell, this is a crazy bump to my PS2 collection, and I'm super happy to get all these. Manachemia Alchemist of Al Revis. Very awesome to get that one. Spider-Man. Namco Museum. That one feels really heavy. It's got a thick manual. Resident Evil 4 Premium Edition. But when I opened it up, it only has a game disc. It's missing a DVD. If you have a DVD that you're willing to get rid of, please let me know. I would love to have this complete. Then we have Mortal Kombat Collection, which has Deception, Shaolin Monks, and Armageddon. And I actually almost bought this from Walmart. They have it brand new for 20 bucks. I almost bought it, and I'm glad I didn't because I forgot that it was coming in this bundle. So that's very cool. Dawn of Mana. Now we get into some pretty good games here. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Dot Hack Part 3 Outbreak. Dot Hack Part 1 Infection. Dot Hack Part 4 Quarantine. That's really not a cheap game at all. Dark Cloud 2. Dot Hack Part 2 Mutation. Eco. Magna Carta Deluxe Box Set. Tears of Blood. And I already have that, but mine is missing the art book, so I finally have a complete one. I'm very happy to have gotten that. Continue with PS2 here. Manhunt 2. Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne. Pirates of the Caribbean, The Legend of Jack Sparrow. MLB 10, The Show, and this is still factory sealed. NBA 06. Cabela's Dangerous Hunts 2009. Red Faction. Gladius. Getting Up. NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005. Scooby-Doo Unmasked. And that one's complete. I was just going through all my manuals, and I actually have an extra manual for that, so I was making sure if it was complete. Fatal Frame 2. Very awesome to get that one. Blade 2. Lord of the Rings Return of the King. The Simpsons Hit and Run. The Fast and the Furious. Onimusha 3 Demon Siege. MLB 07 The Show. This one I was really happy to get. Grower Lancer Heritage of War. Another Atlas title. Backyard Wrestling. That one seems really heavy. It's a double disc. Dragon Ball Z Sagas. I just picked this up for the GameCube, so cool to have it on PS2. Avatar The Last Airbender. This one's still factory sealed. James Cameron's Dark Angel. Castlevania Lament of Innocence. I actually didn't have this one. I thought I did, but I have the other one. Red Faction 2. Dead to Rights 2. Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves. Scooby-Doo Mystery Mayhem. Fantastic Four. The Godfather the Game. A couple more stacks here. MLB 06 The Show. This one I was happy to get. Actually, these next 5 I was really happy to get. Shadow of Destiny. Silent Hill 3. Xenosaga episodes 1, 2, and 3. Very awesome to get these. Castlevania Curse of Darkness. Dirge of Cerberus Final Fantasy VII. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja 4. I think that's how you say it. A few more here. Kingdom Hearts 2. Fight Night 2004. Turok Evolution. Primal. Kingdom Hearts 1. And 4 more PS2 games. Eternal Poison. Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights. Radiata Stories. And Need for Speed Most Wanted. Finally got a Black Label copy. There's one Xbox game in here, and that's Demon Stone, Forgotten Realms. And then we have some Super Nintendo cartridges and some Nintendo 64 cartridges. I'll start with the N64. First up is Snowboard Kids 2, another Atlas game, if you guys didn't know. Very awesome. Diddy Kong Racing, Mario Party 3, and Mario Party 2. Those are replacing copies that I had to sell, unfortunately, when I needed money. Very glad to have them back. Then we have 5 Super Nintendo games here, and there's 4 of these dust covers on them, which is very cool. I save all the dust covers I get. I don't store them on my games because it would take up way too much space, but I do have them in a bag, and I probably have enough to cover all the games I have, which is very cool. So first up is Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. Super Mario All-Stars. Donkey Kong Country. Donkey Kong Country 2. And Breath of Fire 2. So that is it for this pickup video. I know it's a little longer than the last one, but there's a lot of stuff to get through. Tons and tons of PS1 and PS2 games. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely stay tuned for the last part. In my opinion, it's going to be the best out of the whole thing. So definitely do not miss that. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey everybody, it's Cooper back again with the last part of my special 100th pickup video. And before I get into it, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers and all my supporters. I've had a lot of new subscribers recently. I am going to be doing a 1,000 subscriber contest. I think, maybe in a few weeks here. I'm not exactly sure when, but currently, right now when I'm filming this video, I have over 1,170 subscribers. So that's amazing. I recently just hit 1,000, so to already have almost 200 more, that's just incredible, and I really can't believe it. But I just want to thank you guys all. Thank you for your support. Thanks for your comments and your likes and watching all my videos. I really appreciate it. So the last 3 boxes that I have here are the last 3 from LV Pepe 38. Once again, check him out. Link will be in the description. And first up, we have a little note here. This came in the first box, and well, let's just get into it. He says, "Hey Coop, hope you enjoy, buddy. I'm glad they're going to a good home. I had to take out a few of the PS1 games as a person whose they were didn't want me selling them, so I threw in extras plus a whole box of goodies to make up for them. Hope that's cool. Can't wait to see your unboxing. Your friend Lou." And the whole box of extras is right here. And I'm going to go ahead and open this one first because these last 2 boxes are amazing, and I've got to save the best for last. So this box here is entirely extra that he threw in, and it's really nice of him. He really didn't have to do that. And there's some really cool stuff in here. So, first up, we have a Capcom arcade fighting stick for the Super Nintendo. And I had one of these before when I was in Vancouver, and I actually either traded it or I sold it to this guy, and I got like a couple boxed N64 games plus some cash. So I mean, these things aren't cheap, and they're pretty cool. The cord is detachable and everything, and it's very cool. It's actually made by Capcom, so I think I'll definitely be keeping this one because it's pretty awesome. Next in here, we have another controller. And this is a Logitech keyboard controller for the PlayStation 2. And it also has a USB port so you can plug it into a computer if you want. But this is very cool. It's got the full keyboard on there and everything. And it's actually really comfortable to hold. It's a little heavy, but I mean, no one plays like this. You usually play down here. And it's actually really comfortable, so very cool. I don't have one of these, so I'm definitely going to be keeping that as well. Next we have a boxed Simon, and everyone knows the game Simon Says, and this is basically, I think this is probably like the first one. I'm trying to find a year on it. Don't see a year on the outside, but you can definitely tell that it's got some age to it. There it is there. 1978. So definitely very old, and it's cool to actually have it with the box still intact, and that's very cool. And right now I'm strictly just collecting video games, but I've been thinking about it, and I don't think I'm going to start quite yet, but in the future when I get my own house, and I plan on living there for a while, and I have a lot of room, I want to start collecting like old toys and, you know, board games and stuff like that. Just really, I think the stuff like that's really cool, and I'd really like to collect stuff like that as well in the future. So that's a cool first piece. Next up, we have a poster here, and I don't know if I can get this all on camera, but it's Diablo 3. It's double-sided. Very cool. I have a friend who's really into Diablo 3, so I might be giving this to him. I actually am not into Diablo at all. I've never played it, and I'm not really into computer games, so I probably won't be, but I think my friend will really enjoy that. And the last thing in here that he threw in is very cool, and I had one of these, and I had a Super Mario 64 one, and I think that I gave it to non-tubers before I moved, but I'll definitely be keeping this one, and it is a Crash Team Racing mini pinball machine, and it's in the box and everything, which is very cool. I don't know if there's supposed to be a bottom to the box, but it at least has a top. And let me get it open here. And it's like brand new. It looks like this has never been taken out. You know, the little feet are still like taped up in the bag. This is very awesome, and I'm very happy to have this. This will definitely be staying in my collection. Okay, now we're going to get on to these two boxes. So I'll start with this one. First up, some Game Boy stuff. Let me get it all out in here. Zelda, what do you want, kitty? She doesn't know what she wants. Okay, so first up, we have a boxed Game Shark Pro for the Game Boy Color. And inside, it's just the Game Shark. There's no like inserts or paperwork. But a Game Shark for the Game Boy Color generally can sell for about 10 to 15 bucks on eBay. So to have a box one is pretty cool. And I'm definitely going to be keeping that. Bunch of Game Boy games here. Okay, first up, we have an empty box with manuals for Wheel of Fortune. I'll just pick up a cartridge sometime. This one's also missing just the cartridge. Double Dribble 5-on-5. This one also, just box of manuals. Blades of Steel. And this one also just box manual, Castlevania Legends. This box is in great condition. I'd really like to get a copy of that game. Next up, we have 2 box games for the Game Boy. First up is Pokemon Fire Red version. Great condition. The only thing it's missing is a little wireless adapter. And this one is also complete, and I was really happy to get this one because this is like one of the last ones I didn't have, and that's Pokemon Silver version. It's in great condition too. I'm really happy with this one. That's a great addition to my collection. Next, we have an instruction manual for Star Fox Adventures. And when we were talking back and forth about what I wanted to buy, I asked him if he had a manual for this game, because mine is missing it, so he threw that in, which is very cool. That completes my copy. And we have some N64 games. First up is Shadowgate 64, Trials of the Four Towers. Then we have ECW Hardcore Revolution. This one is still factory sealed. There's a big rip in the seal up here, and there's rips all over the seal, but there's no holes big enough to be able to get a game out, so it's still sealed. Very cool to add another sealed game, another sealed N64 game to the collection. Next is WWF No Mercy. I think I might already have that. I'm not sure. Next is Rampage World Tour. Then we have Gauntlet Legends. Really happy to get this one. This is just one of those kind of expensive, more kind of popular-ish titles that I still needed, so I'm really happy to have that one. Same with this one, Killer Instinct Gold. The box is pretty crushed on this side, but you know, I'm glad to at least have a box copy, and probably in the future I'll find a replacement somewhere, but still one of those more popular-ish, kind of expensive games I needed. Next up is WCW Nitro. Then Pilot Wings 64. And I didn't have this one, but now obviously I do. This box is in pretty good shape too, and this is one of the original games I had as a kid. It was a launch title for the N64 and everything, so it was one of the, you know, we had that and Super Mario 64, I think, were the first 2 games we had. Next up is Mortal Kombat Trilogy. I think I have Sub-Zero, but I didn't have this one, so that's cool. Next is Turok Rage Wars. I definitely didn't have this one. I think I have all the Turok games now for the N64. Wave Race 64, another great game. I think this is a launch title as well, and I remember having this one as a kid. WWF Attitude. Cruisin' USA. I didn't have this one. I never had this one, but I remember playing it at friend's house and playing it at the arcade at the bowling alley when I was a kid. Same with this one. Cruisin' World. Very happy to get both of these. They're on eBay. They're a little more than I would have wanted to pay, so I'm glad to have got them. Next is F-Zero X. Another one of those sort of popular-ish games that I needed. Very, very glad to get this one. The box is in pretty good condition too. Looks like we have 2 N64 games left in here, and they're both factory sealed, which is very awesome. First is Turok 2 Seeds of Evil. Now this one doesn't have a vertical seam in the back, but the seam, or the seal isn't loose or anything, and it has those little holes from age and everything, so I'm hoping this is legit. I'm not going to open it, but there it is. And then a sealed copy of Perfect Dark. This one does have the vertical seam, and I used to have a sealed copy of this, but I sold it before I moved. I have no idea why I did that, but this one's not too... This one's like probably one of the easiest games to get sealed for the N64, but I'm finally glad to have it because I didn't even have a box copy after I sold mine. Let's see. There's one PS2 game in here, which is sealed, and it's a limited edition, and then the rest are all boxed Super Nintendo games. So, this is Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner 2 Raido Kozanoa versus King Abaddon. Something like that. Collector's edition, limited edition, whatever you want to call it. Very cool. The game is still sealed. I did have to open it from the bottom because the little guy in there was out of his thing and he was like twisted all the way around and upside down, so I did open it. It was completely sealed, but I mean, I'm keeping it, so I didn't mind opening it from the bottom and, you know, fixing him to make it look nice. The game is still sealed though, so very cool. This is number 18,251. I'm not sure how many they made, but I know it's not terribly rare to have one of these sealed, but very cool. I didn't have that already, so that's an awesome addition to the collection. And then the rest, like I said, are boxed Super Nintendo games, and I'm pretty sure all of these are going straight into the collection, and they're all in great condition, which is very cool. So first up we have X-Men, The Mutant Apocalypse. Arkanoid, Do It Again, or Do It Again as it says. Biker Mice from Mars. I thought that's kind of a weird title for a game. Judge Dredd. Aladdin. Home Alone 2. Jurassic Park. Wolverine Adamantium Rage. Adamantium. SimCity 2000. There's a bunch of Super Nintendo games in here. Gods, the Bitmap Brothers. It's kind of a weird title. Captain America and the Avengers. Pretty cool to get this now. Because of the movie, it's probably gone up in value a little bit. I have no idea what it's worth, but that's just a guess. And this one's in like mint condition. The box is amazing on that. Phantom 2040. Once again, this one's in like mint condition. A lot of these superhero games are in mint condition, which is really cool. The Death and Return of Superman. Jack Nicklaus Golf. Mortal Kombat 2. Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge. Lots of Marvel games in here. Venom and Spider-Man Separation Anxiety. The Incredible Hulk. Last Action Hero. Made by Sony. That's pretty cool. Indiana Jones' Greatest Adventures. Bulls vs. Blazers and the NBA Playoffs. Spider-Man Venom Maximum Carnage. And this is the cool red cartridge, for any of you guys who haven't seen that. Knights of the Round. Alien vs. Predator. The Cosmic Clash of the Century, it says on the back. The Lost Vikings. This one's pretty cool to get. And I actually have an extra manual for it, but this one has it in there. King Arthur's World. The Legend of the Mystical Ninja. Now we're getting into kind of the more expensive games. Except for this one. Fatal Fury Special. And it has most of the seal on it, but it's been opened back here. But it actually doesn't feel like, it feels like a reseal. It's like really, I don't know, it's like really stiff, I guess would be the word. But, and plus there's wear on the edges under the seal, which is kind of weird, so I'm pretty sure that's a reseal. But that one's not too rare. Illusion of Gaia. Really happy to get this one. There's so much stuff in here. It's packed full. Then we have a PAL copy of Zombies, which is the American version is Zombies Ate My Neighbors. I posted this find on the Nintendo 64 forum, and I think they said it was probably worth around 25 to 40-ish, somewhere around there. But I'm gonna be keeping this just because it's cool, and I actually decided to keep all those PAL N64 games that I got too from one of the last ones. Two more in here, and they're both pretty rare and expensive. First up is Super Mario World, and this is for display only. And I already have a boxed copy of Super Mario World, but mine doesn't say for display only, so this is a display box, which is still very cool. No manual for this, but you know, those manuals are extremely easy to come by. So very cool, kind of, it's not really a box variant because this is a display box, but still very cool to have. And the last one is pretty rare, and I'm really happy to have this. You guys might be able to guess what it is. The cartridge alone is probably, I think it's worth around 65 to 70. Probably kind of gives it away, but it's Chrono Trigger. And this is a game that I've been wanting for a while. I had it on the DS a while ago, but I got rid of all my DS stuff. That was a while ago though. It's got 2 posters but no manual, and there's the cartridge. So if anyone out there has a manual for Chrono Trigger, please let me know. I had one a while ago and I sold it. I have no idea why I did that, but I'm really happy to get this game again. I never had a boxed copy. I've had cartridge copies before, but I'm really happy to finally have a boxed copy to put in the collection. Now we're moving on to the last box of the video and of the 100th pickup. And this one is going to be very cool. So first off, we have some manuals here. We have Star Fox and Yoshi's Story for the Nintendo 64. And the Yoshi Story one also has the control card with it. Next we have a cartridge-only copy of Bases Loaded, and this is cartridge only because there's a boxed copy of RBI Baseball. When I opened it, this was in there instead, so I have an empty box now and a cartridge. If you have an RBI Baseball cartridge only, let me know. I'd be interested in buying that. I want to save kind of the best for last, like always. So I'm going to go ahead and hold this up so you can't see the games that I'm moving over here, because I don't want to give them away. And save those ones for last. So first up, we have 2 boxed multi-carts for the NES. That's what they look like on the front, and there's the back. They're tiny boxes, and one of them is 190 in one, and this one is 82 in one. And on the back, it's got a list of all the games, all the Mario games. This one has all the Bomberman games. Tetris 2, bunch of stuff, but it has all said like Super Bomberman 1 through 6, which I don't even know if those came out in the United States. This one has, most of the games are either Super or Crazy, and Yeah, these have got to be. Some of these aren't even the real titles. Crazy Bomberman, Crazy Balloon Fight, Crazy Dig Dug, Crazy Pac-Man. Yeah, Crazy King Kong, Crazy Superman, Crazy Bomberman 3, 4, 5, 6, and another 3. Yeah, very cool though. These are my first multi-carts for the NES, so that's very cool to have. Next up, we have a box only for Dr. Mario. Just an empty box there. Next, we have a complete copy of Super Mario Bros. 3. Complete copy of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! This box is in way better condition than mine, so I'll be selling my other one. Bionic Commando. And before I get into... these are mostly boxed NES games, but there's 3 Super Nintendo games that I will just get out of the way really quick. They are Phalanx. This is a box copy of this is, I think, around like $30 to $35, so not bad. Then we have a sealed copy of Vegas Stakes. Pretty common game. I do have a box copy, but I didn't have a sealed one, so I'll be keeping that. And then we have Doom, which is another game I didn't have in really nice condition, so very cool. Now, moving back to the NES games, we have Super Mario Bros. 2. And actually, these I want to save also. So, we have a Jeopardy Junior Edition. It has most of the seal on it, but the top is actually open. Total Recall. Little Nemo Dream Master. Mickey Mousecapade. Operation Wolf. Tenjin Pac-Man Grey Kart. Bart vs. the Space Mutants. And I do already have a lot of these games, but these boxes are in much better condition than the ones I already have, so it's very cool to be able to upgrade so many games like that at once. 10-Yard Fight. Roger Clemens MVP Baseball. Hubert. Platoon. Mighty Bomb Jack. Soccer, another black box game with a hang tab. Solstice. Jaws. Jackal. And Iron Sword, Wizards and Warriors 2. Another black box game. Tennis. John Elway's Quarterback. Mission Impossible. Bases Loaded. And this is still a copy of Bases Loaded in there, so it didn't get mixed up. Al Unser Jr.'s Turbo Racing. Batman. I'll save that one. Track and Field, the first one. Gyrus. Defender 2. Codename Viper. Cybernoid, the fighting machine. The Simpsons, Bart vs. the World. The Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout. Destination Earthstar. Tecmo Bowl. Swords and Serpents. That one's pretty cool. Wheel of Fortune. And this box is like mint, like really mint condition. Low G-Man. Or Low Gravity Man. Gradius. Very cool to get this one. Has a hang tab. The Guardian Legend, and I think this game is really cheap, but I think recently it's gone up like ridiculously in value. I think a cartridge used to be like $4 or $5, and now it's like 25 or 30 bucks for a cartridge. And I think the reason is Cinemassacre did their like top 5 or top 10 underrated NES games, and that was number 1. And people on Nintendo Age were discussing it, and that might be a reason why it's jumping up in price. But I guess I'm really glad to have a complete copy. Double Dribble. Rescue, the Embassy Mission. 4 more in here, and then we'll get on to the good stuff. Lee Trevino's Fighting Golf. The Karate Kid. I think I have 2 extra box copies of that now. National Football League. Pirates. That's a pretty cool cover. That's actually a really cool cover on there. Okay, now we get into the cooler stuff. I'll start with these because I don't know the value of these. I think they're actually kind of cheap, but Flying Dragon, the Secret Scroll. Zoda's Revenge, Star Tropics 2. So now I've got Star Tropics and Star Tropics 2, both in like mint condition. Legacy of the Wizard. Now we get into the good stuff. NES. I'll start with this one. This is a reproduction box, which, let me take this out really quick, fix the bottom. Like I said, this is a reproduction box. The game originally didn't come in its own box, but yeah, this is very cool. He didn't know that this is a reproduction box until I asked him about it, but yeah, this is very cool to have just a way to store the game that originally doesn't have a box, and that's Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt. And like I said, this never came with a box because it was only released with the systems. So like I said, it's very cool to have a box for it. The game's in there, styrofoam manual, everything's in there, so that's very cool. Next up is Metroid. This is the silver label version. Very cool. I didn't have this game, so I'm really happy to have another one of the popular titles boxed. Next is Battletoads. Another very cool one to have boxed. Great condition. And then the last NES game, this is really cool to get boxed. I have one of the other ones. I still need 4 more, but that's Mega Man 3. So I've got 3 and 5, I think. And Mega Man 5 is the most expensive out of the 6. I think 1 being the second most expensive. But yeah, definitely happy to have another boxed Mega Man game in great condition. Now, the last stuff that I have to show you guys from this box and from this pickup video is all N64 stuff, and it's all boxed. And before I get into that, I just wanted to mention again, I said earlier in the pickup videos that there were some items that I was going to be showing you at the very end that weren't normal pickup video items, I guess. And I think I already said it in a different part of this pickup video, but I'm going to delay that until the room tour because I already have, besides the stuff that I just showed you, everything else is already set up in the room. So it'd be, the only way I could really show you this stuff would be to bring it back out here, which would be a ridiculous pain, or I could show you in there, but that would kind of give away part of the room tour, so I'm just going to have to wait to see that. There's 3 things that are very awesome, and the room tour is going to have a before and an after, because I rearranged the room after the video you guys saw. I rearranged it and took the video, then I took everything out, built my own shelves and everything, and then I'll be filming an after once I get all the rest of this stuff in there. So that'll be up sometime shortly, hopefully. So let's get into this N64 stuff. First up, we have a box copy of Castlevania. Box is a little bit crushed, and I already have a copy of this and an extra empty box, but I think I might need the manual out of here, and there's a baggie on the game which I can use. So there's that. I'm trying to go in order from least coolest to coolest. Next is 007 GoldenEye. This is in great condition. This actually might be in better shape than mine. And that's complete as well. So like always, if I get a better condition game, I switch it out and get rid of my older copy. I guess this one would be next. Banjo-Kazooie. Very awesome game. That one is also complete, and there's baggies over the instructions, and I'm pretty sure it didn't originally come like that, which is kind of weird, but yeah, it's got the baggie for the game, and the cartridge is in there and everything, so that one's complete. Next, Super Mario 64, my favorite game of all time. You guys probably know that. That one's complete as well. Great condition. Next, Mario Kart 64. This box is in really nice condition, and I really think this is a lot better than my current copy, so I'll definitely be keeping this one. That's like a mint condition box. Next is Super Smash Brothers, and I'm trying to go in value from least to greatest, so I still have two more. So I mean, a box copy of this is pretty expensive, so I guess try and take some guesses as to what the last two are. But this box is in great shape as well. And when I say that this next one is cheaper than the other one, you're probably gonna be, narrowing it down to a few options of what the last game will be, but you're probably gonna be wrong. So this one is Conker's Bad Fur Day, and this one is complete. I think my box might be in a little bit better shape than this one, but I'm not sure. I'll have to check. And the last game for this pickup video, for the 100th special pickup video, the last game from this box, the last game from Elfie Pepe 38, once again check him out and subscribe, is a sealed game, and that's why it's worth more. It's not one of the rarest games on the N64, but it is sealed. It is factory sealed. There's a vertical seal on the back, and that is Paper Mario. So it's not in the best shape. I'm not going to be sending it in to get graded like I was hoping. It's a little crushed, and that's really it. It's just a little bit crushed, but other than that, the seal is all intact, aside from a couple tiny holes from age. But I'm very happy to have a sealed copy of Paper Mario. It's a great game, and this is very cool. I think a sealed copy is maybe around 150 to 200-ish, somewhere around there. So very happy to have this, and then you can obviously see why it's worth more than a box Conker's Bad Fur Day. But like I said, very happy to have this. A great addition to the collection. I don't have too many sealed N64 games. But this one and Majora's Mask are definitely my two best ones. So that's it for the special 100th pickup video. Hope you guys really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed putting it on and doing all this stuff, and obviously I enjoyed getting all this stuff. It's very cool. A couple announcements that I've already made. There will be a 1,000 subscriber contest coming shortly, and also a new room tour before and after. I'm going to put it into maybe two videos. I'm hoping to get it into one. I hope it's not too long, but room tours tend to kind of be long, so I might put it in one, maybe two. I'm hoping to do it in one. That'd be better. So be on the lookout for that, and I think that's it. I feel like there's something I'm missing, but if there is, you'll just see when it comes out. So that's it for now. Once again, thank you very much, LVPepe38, for selling me most of your collection. I really appreciate it. And like I said, guys, really check him out. He's got some really awesome videos. So that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.